Ethan! Oh my god! I'm so excited. Do you know why?
Uh, Not really.
No, yeah. Well, did
I mean,
anything? We saw the direct, right?
uh, yeah. I think I
It
did
was a pretty good
pretty.
direct, right?
Yeah,
I'd say it was a pretty good direct
I did pretty good
because
in
of
the
all the things that
bingo.
were there.
I think I got a lot of things right. Like
Did you?
through.
Is there anything you didn't get right?
Um, no. I guess no Just Dance. That's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, no, yeah. Just Dance, yeah.
Um,
Sometimes
there's
some
no
franchises.
new 3D Mario, which is kind of
Yeah,
surprising. Just
no,
going through
yeah, for
that.
sure. But sometimes some franchises just get cast out the wayside, like a
Yeah, I
certain
think.
series about
Yeah,
you know, emblems and fire.
that's not what that series is about.
Well, I don't need to because they're not making a new one for a while.
Oh,
But a
no.
promise is a promise, Ethan. And I think you know what you have to do.
Yeah, okay. Well, and
Okay, Daniel, you're up.
Woohoo!
And welcome to the second episode of the Chatterbox. I am here with my friend Daniel. I'm so excited
Hello,
to have him
hello.
on. Yeah, no, how are you feeling, dude?
I'm feeling really good. I've been wanting to be on this podcast for a long time. I've been a huge fan. I have to ask a little bit about the dead body in this
Oh
room.
yeah. Oh yeah, no. It's well, it's kind of last second, but I think
Sure,
it's
yeah.
yeah, no, but let's get into it. You know?
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's chow down.
it's so fucked up.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's
Oh,
so
the
not
Hey
corpse is
man,
talking.
not cool.
don't this is Zombie Ethan
This
from the
is
hit movie Minecraft movie.
yeah.
Um and he's our other guest today on a segment which now has a name
We named it.
called the Chow Shit.
It's time
Okay.
to chow down.
Okay, yeah. So on the Chowdown, we basically talk about things that we've seen, read, or listened to that kind of got us through the past 2 weeks or stuff like that. So for me,
This is
I've
the
been
one
working on.
time we'll explain what the sections are. If you don't remember, we're never gonna explain this shit again. Never doing it.
Uh,
Remember that shit.
okay. Anyway, so for me, I basically have been doing different things like the last week since we last spoke. I was applying to jobs, been working on my personal project, and then on top of that, I've been doing like a ton of rereading. And sometimes when you do a lot of rereading, it gets kind of like boring to do stuff. But
Sure, yeah.
so I like to offset that with some books that like I haven't read in a while, or I'm reading for the first time. And this one I read in high school, but we're talking about Fahrenheit 451, baby. We live in a society, but
We do in fact live in a society. Very
we
good
do.
book.
Yeah, no, very good book. Have you read it, Ethan?
Yeah, I actually read it in high school a while
Yeah.
I
back.
also read it in high school.
Yeah,
No, I know. I
so
think that's the
that
thing.
gives that's you're a
Okay,
little
okay, but
behind
here's
on
my
the
question.
curve right here.
Here's my question: is
A little
when you
bit of
say
a
like
tardy
when you
Terran.
do when you read it,
Mhm.
did you guys like actually read it, or did you guys like spark notes and then like write summaries and then
I
write like
actually
specific
I actually
little
read the
chunks?
shit out of this book. I was like, this is actually kind of good. This is
I
like
Mhm.
this was
a
also one of the couple books that I fully read.
right.
I
This
never
is like
spark
one of the
notes.
this is one of the good ones.
Yeah.
It's not like
I never
No,
used
that's what I
Spark
mean. Like,
Notes or anything like that. I just always just lied and improvised as much as I could on essays if I didn't read the book, but this one was really good from what I remember.
No, yeah,
I was a
totally. Like
schmooper, and shout out to all
for
my
me,
schmoop heads.
yeah, no, I think
You
that's the
schmooping.
thing is that I think that's kind of the thing I've been realizing with kind of rereading some of these books because I don't know, I've been kind of going on a tangent like rereading all the books I read in reading all the books like I read in high school
Yeah.
because more often than not, like I think when you're reading them for an assignment, the presence of the assignment kind of ruins the reading process because I think reading's fun. I think it's just like the notion of like, oh, I have to write something at the end of this,
Yeah.
just like
I have
make.
to read this many pages by this time instead of just sitting down with a book and enjoying it are two different things.
No, yeah, and I think it kind of takes the fun out of it. So reading these like on their own have been super fun. For those of you who have not read Fahrenheit 451, it is the story about Guy Montag. I say tag because I used to say Montag because I thought it sounded more realistic. But it's the story about this guy named Guy Montag because he's an average Joe. He is a firefighter, but not the firefighter you typically think of. It's a firefighter who basically goes to houses and is ordered to locate books because books are sort of not a good thing in this new dystopian society that they live in. And so what they do is instead of dousing out flames with water, they use kerosene to douse flames on the books and burn them all because it is good to burn, because books bring challenging ideas in this society that wants nothing but cushion and leisure and does not want to think too hard about it. And uh, I mean, I just want to say, like, I do really love this book. I think it's kind of insane how kind of dead on Ray Bradbury was at times.
Bro, he
Um,
predicted the AirPods. That shit is
no, the seashells are
crazy.
crazy. The seashells are
Right?
crazy.
How do you
Oh my god, he
know?
did!
How did he
Holy!
know?
No, it's because it's sci-fi. I think I think that's what I love about um I think some sci-fi, like if it gets too lost in like the world itself, it kind of loses me sometimes. Except if it's Dune, but that's beside the point.
Mhm.
But I think like
Deep.
Bradbury it
Come
it
to
hits a
bar.
good it hits a good like balance between like just this is the regular world. I think it's good because he saw like the world as he was at that moment, which is like the 1950s, and it's like, okay, if this keeps going, like where is it going to go? And I mean, we're in 2025, and honestly, like it's getting too like
It's pretty on the docket,
it's
honestly.
pretty solid right now. Um, I think I will say though, like there are some moments where I'm like, I can tell like a white guy wrote this.
Yeah, you can
Mhm.
definitely tell a white guy wrote this because he has his
And
whole.
I was talking
Yeah, we
about this
talked about
the other
this.
day. I was talking to Ethan about this the other day because I was telling him, I was like, if you like that book, and can you tell me what you said specifically? Which part did you find
Alright,
weird?
okay, there's like a part where like he's having his big rant about like the problems with the world and everything wrong with it and to his wife or whatever, and then he goes like he says something along the lines of like, yeah, women are also having so many abortions. I can't believe this is crazy. I was like,
Ew.
ooh,
Ew.
that's
No,
a
yeah, and I
that's a
read
little
that, and
dire.
I was like actively looking for it. Like I was actively looking for it, like getting ready to get to that point because I
Mhm.
was like wondering, like, oh my god, wait, is it like, ooh, like that rough?
It's towards
But
the end.
so yeah, here's the portion way it is.
Oh God, you're
Here's
gonna read it.
verbatim. No, because I think because I am trying to because I read it and I found myself not like being as much as like ooh, this is bad. I
Dude,
just think like
Josh brought
in the
notes. He's
in
putting
the
in
realm
some
of this
effort.
like
Did
in
you
the
not bring
realm of this
I brought
world,
notes?
like
Did you
I
not bring
think it
notes?
makes sense what he would say, I suppose. But okay, the portion is go home. Montag fixed his eyes upon her quietly. Go home and think of your first husband divorced, and your second husband killed in a jet, and your third husband blowing his brains out. Go home and think of the dozen abortions you've had. Go home and think of that and your damn cesarean sections too. Okay, and so she's talking to a woman who it's one of her neighbors, um, his wife's neighbor, who's like one of her friends, and they're going there to watch TV, which is like four screens on top of each other, and they're just kind of watching it, like, and it's like very like interactive. So it's like it's like worked in, so it's like the TV characters are talking to the guests so that they felt
Mhm.
seen and stuff. But like then like when they ask them later, like, what did you watch? Like it's like it's like I don't know. But anyway, so then they're talking and catching each other up, and they're talking about like um just like stuff in their past, and this woman brings up that she's talking about children, and she says like, I don't really care for having children all that much. I've had two cesareans, um and that's it. And I don't think like it's like I don't think Bradbury in that moment is really like chastising people who've had abortions. I think that it's I think his point was it's like this woman has in this world where like everything is becoming easier, they're taking like the easier way out
By having abortions, which Josh
by having
hates
abortion.
now.
No, 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 no. Well, I am Catholic, so
I mean,
no, but
I
go for it.
see where you're going with it, but it's still
It
No,
doesn't.
I know it's still
It doesn't
it's
not.
like. Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. It's just like looking back at it now, you're kind of
no,
like,
it's
Yeah.
still like no, for
ooh,
sure. I think
that doesn't age
like
as well as you think it would compared to
no,
Mhm,
like
because
mhm.
I was trying to get into like
AirPods.
I was trying to figure it out like the contextual moment about it. And
Yeah,
like
you got
it's
to
still
put yourself in that
and and
era.
and and give it to Bradbury's credit, like not even like a page later, like it's kind of clear that like the other characters like you were wrong to do that, by the way. Like what the fuck's up with you? Come on. I don't think probably because he was like he's pro choice, but probably just like you can't judge people like that and throw that stuff. But
Yeah.
there is a portion in this book that I think was worse
Oh,
than what
than what I
than what
remember. Oh,
Oh,
what you remember.
please do
no.
share.
No, yeah, and there's so my edition of this is the 60th anniversary edition. So it comes with the text itself and then some notes by Bradbury. And so there's like a moment. So I think because I'm wrestling with it right now. I'm wrestling with it, and I want to see if you guys can see where I'm coming from with what I'm about to say. Watch me
Yeah,
go.
bring it down. Bring it
Horrible.
down.
Essentially during the second part of the book, which is the Sieve and the Sands, uh, Montag's boss, Captain Beatty, basically like takes his time in explaining how things got to the point that it did, and then and so he's like talking about it's like basically like it's the fault of the minorities.
So true.
Like the word was I read that and I
So
said
true.
minorities, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
But is
And
it like his dad
but
being a bad person saying that, or is this like,
Yeah.
like the bad person saying that it's the
yeah, it's
fault
the
of the
bad
minority.
person saying like it's minorities' fault? I think
Oh,
that's not as bad as the main character who you're viewing the story with being like, You're taking the easy way out by having abortion."
yeah.
No,
Like
yeah,
you can,
it's
if a shitty character says something bad, that's usually a
right.
good
No, no, no.
thing.
But it was, but it's Beatty like explaining how the world shifted.
Yeah.
And I was totally gonna agree with you guys on that, where it was like, it's like, yeah, no, the bad guy's
Oh
saying that
no. Oh no.
Oh,
until
he
you
thought
read.
about this.
And
He
so
looked in
my
further.
point being is that his point being is like basically as culture got bigger, all these and more connected and stuff like that, all these little cultural, all these, and it's not like minorities like well it is a little bit, but it's like because he says like the dog lovers, the cat lovers, like the Germans, like it's just like special interest groups, I suppose,
Okay.
like just all started having a problem with it. And it's like it's and to me this book kind of shifted more. It isn't about censorship. I think it's more about engaging with material and how you engage with specific texts that don't agree
Mhm.
with your perspective on the matter. And I say this because later in my edition there's a thing called he wrote called a coda, and basically the backstory is that a couple like maybe 10 or 20 years into the book being out, students noticed that their editions, like school editions of their work, were like censored. Like some words were taken out and some things changed around. And
Okay.
so, and Bradbury didn't know about it. And anyway, so he wrote this on cover of it. And there's this point where he says, let me find it. Because then I was like, this is when I kind of started having like a slight disagreement. Okay. Maybe agreement. I could see where he was coming from, but also I was like, but like you're a white guy and you have like a power.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
well, no, it's not that. You know what I think it is? I think it's just. Well, I'm gonna read it out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just break it down for us, and we can talk about it after we hear it.
Okay. So, so there's a point where he's talking about um a play that he made that got sent over was being made. Uh, was like, sorry, I'm like reading it right now because I'm like, oh my god. Uh, he
Well, don't give
basically
us the
asked.
suspense. Read it to us, bro.
I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. A final test for old Job the Second here. I sent a play, Leviathan 99, off to a university theater a month ago. My play is based on the Moby Dick mythology, dedicated to Melville, and concerns a rocket crew and a blind space captain who venture forth to encounter a great white comet and destroy the destroyer. Blah 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 blah. But for now, the university wrote back that they hardly dared to do my play. It had no women in it, and the era ladies on a campus would descend with ball bats if the drama department even tried. Grinding my bicuspids into powder, I suggested that would mean from now on no more productions of Boys in the Band, or The Women, or Counting Heads, male and female, a good lot of Shakespeare that would never be seen again, especially if you count lines and find all that good stuff went to the males. I wrote back maybe that they should do my play once a week and the women next. They probably thought I was joking, and I'm not sure that I wasn't. For it is a mad world, and it will get madder if we allow the minorities, be they dwarf or giant, orangutan or dolphin, nuclear head or water conservationist, pro-computerologist or neo-Luddite, simpleton or sage, to interfere with aesthetics. The real world is the playing ground for each and every group to make or unmake laws, but the tip of the nose of my books or stories or poems is where their rights end and my territorial imperatives begin, run, and rule. If Mormons do not like my plays, let them write their own. If the Irish hate my Dublin stories, let them rent typewriters. If teachers and grammar school editors find my jawbreaker sentences shatter their mushmilk teeth, let them eat stale cake dunked in weak tea of their own ungodly manufacture. If the Chicano intellectuals wish to recut my wonderful ice cream suit so it shapes zoot, may the belt unravel and the pants fall.
Wow.
So, yeah. And so I read that and I was like, interesting. And
Interesting.
because
Very interesting.
now I think there tends to be like a well, thoughts first of all from you two.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think minorities are the cause of everything in the world. I don't know. Kind of spitting.
Mhm. I'm going to take a disagreement with that.
Yeah, I know. You're just playing devil's advocate. I get it.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. I mean, I'm the
Yeah,
white
yeah,
guy on the
yeah.
podcast. I
Yeah.
have to play devil's advocate. That's
Of
what I
course.
do.
That's why we brought you here.
That's why you brought me here. It is the classic thing of like, oh, it's when people hate on like all woman spaces or all queer spaces, and they're like, oh, where's all the male spaces? Why can't we have those around? And it's like, well, it's because you're the predominant, group. You're the patriarchy.
Yeah. And
you're complaining about like not getting special treatment when the special treatment you get is that you won society. You did it. Congratulations.
yeah, I was kind of wrestling with what he said, mainly because I am a minority. But
What?
I don't yeah, right?
What?
Yeah, no, on God. Anyway, I think I've been trying to wrestle with what he said because I think like I don't think like he's well, one thing, like this guy didn't go to like I'm not saying that this is like an indicator of like you being smart and me talking shit about Ray Bradbury, but Ray Bradbury didn't graduate.
Ray Bradbury, you
Ray
dead
Bradbury didn't go
ass
to college.
motherfucker. We got beef with you.
No, no, no.
This is a beef.
The
This is the first
Chaotterbox
beef of
takes
the
a stand
Chaotterbox.
against Ray
No,
Bradbury.
It's not
Call
that.
out post number 1, bitch.
I think what he's saying. I think what he's. I'm not speaking for a white guy, but I think what he meant is that I don't think it's expected of me to include these people in my stories. Have those people write their own stories and have him publish him. I think where he fails to realize is that in this space, it's more easier for him to come to light with stories as opposed to like the Chicano intellectuals and stuff like that. But it's possible. But it's like I don't know. That's why I was like, it was fucking with me.
But
This was
he's also complaining. He's also bringing this up in a complaint about his play not being seen because they want to have a more inclusive woman, like show with women involved in it, and he's complaining about that.
yeah. No, I think it's interesting. Like it's not interesting. I think it's look. It's like you get your authors from different time periods. Like a ton of them aren't going to be. I mean, like I'm not gonna. I don't agree with him 100%. He wrote a pretty solid book. There's just sometimes your whiteness pops into it. You know what I think it is? Is that I think a strength that all white authors have, and it is one of their strengths, is that since they're at the top of the food chain, like I think their belligerence serves as a strength for them. You know what I mean? Like they don't like I think like they don't have to there's nothing to consider for them going into like creating something. Like there are no
No,
and
because you just walk in, and you're like, "Hey, can I get a job? Right, publish my book," and they go, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
yeah, and I think that's sometimes it serves as a strength, but sometimes if any other circumstance it doesn't help them out.
Mhm.
Anyway, solid book. This has got some stuff in it. Anyway, and then I saw the movie to see if it like was good, and that was awful.
Yeah,
Borderline.
we watched it. We were watching it together.
I kind of. I
For a
didn't think it
little
was.
bit.
Man, I'm trying to remember. I didn't think it was that bad. I was like,
Really?
because I liked the
I,
ending. They were all like reading books together. I was like, "Aw, that's nice."
well,
But
I
that's
watched
literally the
this
only part of the movie I remember.
some time ago. Like probably when it came out, like 7 years ago. And then Josh put it on to the stream. We were watching it, and Josh, you stopped watching it at a certain point, or
Oh,
maybe like you left because we were like doing something else as well.
yeah. So here's the thing: is that it's barely like it is barely like the movie. Like they changed so many things. They
Barely the
changed
book, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's very different from the book. They changed so many things, and I don't think it's as effective. Like I think they tried to like touch upon like the world of like streaming culture and stuff like that, and maybe they were on to something a little bit with that. Maybe given now that like we're in an era where like
Mhm.
Aiden Ross can meet with like the president of the United States and sway elections. Um,
That's
Yeah.
pretty
but
cool.
Yeah.
but I like they change so many things. Like Montauk is like a like a like a fourth right like fireman like even halfway through the movie. Like it's he's supposed to like and maybe the strength of Fahrenheit 451 is that it's like it can only be a book. Because I was like watching it and I was thinking about it. It's like, nah, maybe like it can only be a book. I haven't seen like any of the other adaptations that they've tried with it. But like they age up Clarice, and I don't know if they made her a love interest, but they're kind of setting her up to be a love interest. Um, the books like they don't show a book till like what 30 minutes into the movie. I don't even remember. It's hard to give a solid review to this movie when I haven't like I like did not spend like half of my attention watching it. Like at a certain point, I was like, I'm done with this. This is horrible.
It is not.
Um,
It's not a very gripping movie, and while it's got Michael Shannon and Michael B. Jordan, who are terrific and are
and
great,
Sophia Botella and Sophia
uh,
Botella.
the visuals of this movie are so just drab and bland and dark that there's nothing that really pops, nothing that catches your eye. There's no. It's just like generic dystopia world, and it doesn't feel unique.
Also,
Like
the people are
it.
so invested in it. They're so invested in the violence. The point of the book is that nobody fucking cares because they're too busy distracted watching their own thing. It's like a society like that. Like it's a society of iPad babies, like
Mhm.
watching
The
whatever they want.
bystander effect.
But
Like
in this
you're
one,
new.
they're also into it. It's like at that point, it has to be its own movie. And I haven't seen how it ended. But Ethan, what did you say? Like they all start.
Yeah,
reading.
so like he finds a society of people who read books. I think he's with Clarice, and they're all reading books together. And I was like, oh, this is a nice ending, and that's all I remember from that movie. Until you
Is
said
there a
Clarice,
nuclear,
I forgot that was like a character that existed in my brain.
is
I was
there a
like, oh
nuclear
yeah, there
explosion?
was more characters than just the guy and him being mad at his wife. And then they did make her like a weird love interest, even though she was like a
It's like 12
student.
years old. He's like 12 years old in the book.
Yeah,
They gotta have the romance. They have to have their romance B plot in these movies.
No,
so
yeah.
that's a
But
little
wait, is
unfortunate.
there a nuclear explosion at the end of the movie?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I
Mm,
don't remember it either.
if there is, I guess good. I don't know. I think like one thing I like about the end of the movie is that or not the movie. One thing I
The
like about
book.
the way that the book ends is cool because it's like you find out that they don't have books anymore, but they've like committed the books to memory, so that when the time comes, they will be able to retell what they know. And I think that's so cool because it's like a historical reset because books originally started out as people like telling them over stories. Like stories like started like orally. So like
Yeah,
so
or
by the
oral
end of the
historians is
like oral
most.
histories and stuff like that, like Homer and shit.
Yeah,
Shout out to my boy Homer.
most cultures started with oral historians, and they would
And so
just
that's what I
talk.
really love about that ending because it's like it is hopeful because it's like a cyclical thing, like a phoenix because the phoenix imagery is like super important to the book. Anyway, great book. I give it um an 8 out of 10, minus 2 points for I don't know
The
awkward little
the aging.
I Yeah, I
for
also give
optics.
it like a 4 out of 5,
I give
mostly
Yeah,
it
because
yeah.
it's Fahrenheit 450.
and little Ethan thought it was pretty good, except for that one
Mm-hmm.
weird bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
That's
Ethan
that's a really
thinks.
good score. That's a really good score.
No, yeah.
Gets a little
And
blue
so
star.
it's solid. All right. Well, that's
Okay.
my thing. So Ethan,
Yeah.
you're up.
Okay. Generic Kowloon romance. I adore this manga. I think it kind of
It's getting an anime too, right?
yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about this. As we I think the next podcast episode I might do like a little lightning round of all the first episodes of anime that I've watched, and then I'll kind of
Mhm.
give like a quick like, oh, you should check this one out if you like this. There's a lot of
Yeah,
good stuff coming out this season. Um, so Kowloon
I'm
Generic
excited.
Romance is a manga about two real estate agents in the city of Kowloon, which, if you don't know, was this kind of walled, stacked up city that was a super dangerous like health hazard. That's kind of like got a really cool aesthetic to it. I think this manga captures it super well. Um, One of the things I really like about art style for this manga, it's super reminiscent of like 80s and 90s anime. Like the arts, it's so weird reading it sometimes because it reads like something that would be from that era, but it's coming out now. So I just find that fascinating. Like the way the characters are designed, where they have like the characters are like in their 30s, so they have a little more mature look um,
Yeah,
to them. They're like adults, everything like that. So the way the characters are designed, very reminiscent of like the 80s, 90s style, where their hair is like a lot poofier. Um, there's like sharper angles.
it looks really good. I'm looking at some of the art right now, and
Yeah,
it does look
I
really
adore
nice.
this art style. I think something it does really well. So this is like a really let me gush about the art really quick, then we can go further into the story. I think it does such a good job of capturing this kind of nostalgic atmosphere. So like it's kind of hard to explain, but like because Kowloon is like set in in China, like sort of this rundown portion of it, you get a lot of these great um, drawings and like backgrounds of the city, and it's like you see like wires like hanging down from the ceiling because it's just so run down that it's falling. It's like Chinese characters written on the sides of walls, like scribbled on, because the city is just so compact that like that's the only way you can kind of name districts is by writing it on the walls. There's no like room for street signs and stuff like that.
That's a really nice aesthetic. That's really nice.
And then the ground is like all cracked all the time. Like everything's just super rinky dinky. run down. There's such a beauty to it, like a strong aesthetic that it's really cool to look at. Um, and like I said about the characters, they all have really fun, unique designs. That are like really 90s. Like you don't see designs that like kind of like pop like this nowadays. They have expressions that are very 90s anime, like something out of like a Ippo or like a Yu Yu Hakusho. Um,
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it. I like the covers. It's
yeah,
cool.
no, it's beautiful. I like really cool like 80s and 90s anime art style.
Yeah.
That's just depicting like a rundown Chinese town. When I went to Taiwan and like it is so good. They're very similar in the fact that like Taiwan's also like a rundown kind of shitty place sometimes, but there's like a beauty to it and
Shout out
how
to
it's like
Taiwan.
this.
We love you out there.
Shout out
Love
to
you, Taiwan.
Taiwan, that country that may or may not exist. Who knows? But
Find out.
We'll find out. We'll find out next week on
we'll
the
find out in a
Chaotterbox.
little bit. We'll find out.
Hey, and comment below. Comment below.
Comment below if you think Taiwan exists.
Most votes is that's what becomes reality.
We're sending this to the president. He will be making a decision based on this.
Yeah, we're sending this over.
So jumping off like the art style, like I think the story is also like impeccable. It when you read it, you're kind of it's a little confusing because it seems like it's trying to be a romance, but it's not placing like a ton of emphasis on it like you would in like a shoujo manga at the start.
Mhm.
Like there's not like a ton of emotion, but I was chalking that up to like maybe these characters a little bit more mature, and stuff like that. Like maybe they're beyond like it's like a little bit more childish. Like oh, do
Yeah,
they
the,
or do
the
they not like?
typical like you're setting this in
Yeah,
a high school because you just want people to be immature
yeah. So
so that
like
you can get away with dramas.
the two characters, the two real estate agents that you follow in this like walled city, which I think is such a smart choice to have two real estate agents because they're constantly like helping people move around or like check out new houses in new areas. So that gives you like a really good way to like go through the city and everything like that.
It's a good job you don't see very often as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. So the main girl, Reiko Kujirai, I think that's her name. Really like beautiful design. She is a very protagonist that you follow. Um, she's like a little headstrong at sometimes, but very nervous. She's very like business like, but at the same time, it's like there's a little bit of immaturity to her, which I think is like the fascinating part about her character. Um, because that's balanced by the other character, Hajime Kudo, who is like I think an archetype that's just been forgotten from like 90s, 80s anime's art style, or like 90s, 80s like anime, which is like this, like just a big asshole, just like actually doing like a man child, like actually doing like the most annoying things possible. Like one time, like at the start of the series, like when the main girl, like Reiko or Kujirai, she's about to like punch in for work. He like races ahead of her and punches in before her, so she's late and he's on time. Like he reaches like right behind her back. Um,
That is a dick move. Yeah.
she ends up having a crush on this guy for multiple reasons, but she like wants to go like try out this new restaurant with him. He's like, I just kind of want to eat the same old thing, and he just refuses to budge on it. Um, and then he also just like he's like looking like straight at her face, and she's all blushing because she's getting nervous. Like, why is he looking at me? Does he like me? And then he's like, got like crow's feet, got like a bunch of wrinkles on your face. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And
What a
I think,
dick.
and like you would be like, oh, he's like this guy's just an irredeemable asshole. But there's like so many good moments where he like he's like a handyman, so like he goes around the town helping people and like not getting paid for it, even though he's just like a real estate agent. Like he's very capable. Um, he's super friendly with all like the residents of the town, and I think like the most interesting part about this character is that like underneath all of this there is like edge to him that is it is spooky. It is he can be so scary as a character sometimes because you
He
don't
can be
know
your angle. He can be your devil.
exactly, like you don't know how much he knows about what's going on. That kind of leads to the story of of like the main story of Kowloon Generic Romance, where it takes place in Kowloon, and you're kind of like, okay, this is like really cool slice of life, like just going about eating. Like she kind of has a crush on him, but he's a little bit of a doofus, but it's like kind of not going anywhere until like you notice like a lot of weird things happen in the story. You notice like first of all, there's a giant like dodecahedron in the middle of this of like the sky, and everyone's just
Ooh.
like, oh yeah, that's just like Genera Terra. You're like, the what? And you're just like, yeah, it's just Genera Terra, and you're like, okay, and everyone just kind of accepts that, except for Kudo, who's like, man, I fucking hate Genera Kudo or Genera Terra. There's like this um pharmaceutical like doctor company that comes in and starts giving everyone free checkups. They just start moving in, and it's like, oh, we're also partnered with Genera Terra, and you're like, what is going on here?
Interesting.
So it's building up this mystery, and at the same time, the characters say a lot of weird things to Reiko. They're like, oh,
Like
like it's
racist.
been a while, it's been
Okay.
so long since I've seen you, and it's like the
Is it
first
race?
time she's been into this cafe. Um, and there's just like a lot of weird things going on, and it kind of comes to a head in like chapter 8. I'm not going to go any further than chapter 8 because I think that's when like the main grip of the story starts.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Please,
Reiko
please. You got me.
is Reiko is going through some of Kudo's stuff, and she pulls out a photo, and the photo is a woman that looks exactly like her taking a photo with Hajime. Like it's basically her, but she doesn't remember taking the photo at all. So it's kind
Interesting.
of like, so what's going on here? And like you build a bunch of different theories throughout the story, and they're each and like you're proven wrong pretty much every time you think you've got it. You don't actually don't. It is crazier. Like it's like first like I'm not gonna get too into it, but it's just like first you think it's like amnesia, or like what is going on? Like why does she not remember this? Why does Kudo seem like he knows her, but she's like not exactly who she is supposed to be? Like in his mind, because you see flashes of like a version of her that he knows. It's super weird, super interesting stuff.
Interesting.
I think
That's
like the closest thing I could give this to, it is like Severance. It is up there at that mystery where you are just like, fuck. It is it is a slower burn than Severance. There's a lot of times when characters are just chilling out and hanging around, and I think that's beautiful. I really enjoy those points. Um,
Hmm.
like it really helps that the characters are really fun. Also, very queer manga actually. There's a lot of, it deals with like there's a hermaphrodite character,
Oh,
there's a gay romance, there's a like a cross-dressing character. It's very woke.
we do
I guess you
love
could say.
woke representation in this
is there a
household.
Yeah,
part in the
I
book
think
where the
it's really
main
well done.
character is there a part in the book where the main character shames the characters for the abortions that they've had?
Yeah, actually, so in chapter, no,
Oh,
that
nice.
doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
No?
Um,
Oh well, you
but
lost me there, buddy. I'm kidding.
I think if I was to recommend a manga for you too, especially just because like off of the Severance type, I think this is like
Yeah.
this is fucking. It is
I
phenomenal. I would
I
love.
have,
Yeah.
yeah, I have been fiending. I've been reading
Fiend.
a decent amount of different romance mangas, and they all are either bad or they don't finish.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about this one. Like this
Yeah,
one
it
inspired
is
and
part
we are
mystery,
my main
part
two.
sci-fi thriller. It
Oh.
is so good.
But I
I
got a
I'll
big
get
question for you. I got a real big question for you, Ethan.
yeah.
Because every time I've seen a thing like this happen, there's always backlash. There's always people complaining, and it's usually bad.
Uh,
There is also a live action adaptation announced of
yeah.
this manga.
So it's really weird. It's really weird. So the manga is, of course, the one true like experience. Like, well, like pretty
Mhm.
much every manga will be. That's an original story. So I'll always recommend that before anything else. I
Yeah.
think something that it's really weird. So the anime that came out is somehow adapting the full 72 chapters of the manga in 12 episodes, which just
What?
makes like it's adapting the whole story, but the story's not done yet. So I have no idea how they're adapting the whole story in 12 episodes because it is
you're
72
getting a
chapters.
Game of Thrones, baby.
Game of
It is
Thrones, baby.
so
Let's
like
go.
what I've pieced together from reading some interviews is that the anime and the live action are companion pieces to the manga. They're not meant to be a replacement. It's like an add-on. That's what they were going for.
Okay.
So, like, I guess, but I would not
I'm
recommend
not gonna
watching.
lie, that sounds bad.
It
It
doesn't sound
sounds
great.
not great.
I'm gonna check out the first episode of the anime just to see.
Yeah.
It doesn't look super great, just animation wise. And I think the colors are a little bit too bright. I really wish it was trying to capture them more. Like I think Yaiba does a better job of looking more like a
Mhm.
80s, 90s anime. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna go check out both of those just to see. I'm such a fan of this series. Like I think it's so good.
You have to try out even the bad parts
Yeah,
of
just to see.
media, just in case,
Like,
because it
look at
may
how
not be bad. It
good
may
you
be
have it
good.
with the other ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to watch Fahrenheit 451 from 2018
Oh, okay.
to fully appreciate the book.
Yeah.
So, Helen generic romance, also main girl, super baddie. But yeah,
It will be.
this is one of the best manga I've read in a while.
One of the books.
I was rereading it because there's new chapters out, and I totally forgot everything that happened just because there's so much stuff that happens. So I reread like the first 8 chapters just to be like, okay, yeah, no, this is as good as I remember, if not better, because I know what's going to happen and I see what the story is setting up now.
Ooh, it's good on the because some mysteries are really bad on a
No,
reread.
this is awesome on the reread.
Good, good.
Because the mystery is never presented as like it's in front of you. Like you could piece it together, but you just can't. Like the concept is so fucking weird that you would never be able to get it on the first try. Like I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's
You know what I fucking hate? Wait, hold on. You know what I fucking hate?
yeah. What's up?
What do you fucking
Speaking of
hate?
that, is when I'm watching something
Yeah.
with our friend, we're talking about Jake. You know who could probably do it? Jake, because Jake always does that shit.
Huh?
Jake, we'll be watching like a thing with Jake, and he'll fucking get it. He'll get it. He'll say like something offhand. It's like, "What is he like doing this?"
Yeah.
And then it'll
Yeah.
be the
And
thing
then
that
he'll
happens.
nail it. Yeah, and then it'll be like, yeah.
So give it to Jake and see what happens when he does it.
Maybe if he listens to this episode and he thinks highly
He
enough
listened
about my
to the first
recommendation.
episode. Him and I are big fans of this podcast.
Yeah, I know. #1 fans right here, right at the start.
Yeah, I'm having a T-shirt made for the Chaotterbox. #1 fan.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
Daniel, tell me about the Absolute comics that you have been
Let
reading,
me
that I have seen
let
part
me
of, and I'm like, this is some sick shit. Get on. This is
let me talk about how fucking awesome the Absolute universe is.
Okay.
I love this so much. So to sum it up for folks who don't know what this is, DC of Superman and Batman, Wonder Woman fame.
Oh
They
yeah,
have created. Yeah.
I
They
think I know
created.
those.
for the
They sound
Avengers, right?
familiar.
For the Avengers, right?
Yeah. No,
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
exactly. So they created a basically spin-off in the same vein of like the Ultimate Universe that Marvel did. Where like, hey, there's a lot of comics out there.
Yeah, I
It's
know that.
bloated. It's bloated to get into superhero media, especially like just superhero comic media.
True that.
There's so much that it's just lore there. It's hard to get into. So here's a fresh take on some characters. The in-universe conceit is Big Bad Darkseid creates this alternate universe, and he takes a core piece of the heroes away from them, basically to be a dick, just to be an asshole. So Batman isn't rich; he doesn't have a butler, no mansion. Wonder Woman doesn't have the mascara; she grows up in the underworld with Cersei as her mother.
God,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
fucking magic.
And it's so good. And then Superman, he is given a few things. He's taken away from Mom Pa Kent,
Mhm.
but he's also given more years on Krypton so that he can feel more the loss of the planet.
Oh my god, that's fucked up.
That's fucked
It's
up.
really messed up.
He's Krypton boy.
He's Krypton boy. It's basically you can read it, you can get into these comics, you can pick up the stuff without having to worry about the larger context of a big DC universe and
Which is
constant
beautiful.
editorial notes
Which is
of
awesome.
like, hey, this happened in issue 43 of Nightcrawler or whatever.
I know
Hate
that.
it when they do that shit.
Yeah, it's really nice. We have currently 6 titles out right now for the main 3, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then we also have Green Lantern, Flash, and Martian Manhunter, which are all out.
I'm aware of the Martian Manhunter issue because Daniel wonderfully gifted it to me, and I'm looking at it right now, and I'll be soon once I have
It
once I'm
is,
finished with everything.
yeah.
It's beautiful. That art genuinely is astounding.
Yeah, no, I
Insane.
think there's some Wonder Woman things that I've seen which are just like.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman art that I've like sent in various chats are great. Martian Manhunter as well has this amazing final page where you have to like hold it up to the light
Can I ask? Like,
in order to see like the full image of it, and it's so good. But please ask.
can I ask? So, what did they take away from the other 3? From like Manhunter, Green Lantern.
Yeah,
and
so
Barry? Is it
Flash,
Barry?
I've not read.
Or is it Wally?
It is. I've not read, so
Oh,
I
okay.
do not know. I tried to find it, prepping for this podcast, but it is sold out. The Flash has sold out like crazy.
Yeah.
The Absolute Comics, financially, by the way, have been doing insane. Martian Manhunter, which is a character that nobody reads,
I'm sure.
had a 6-issue run that got so many pre-orders it got extended to 12 issues. Which
Yeah,
is
brother.
so good. But I've not read Flash. I've not read Batman as well.
Okay.
Martian Manhunter, I don't know too much about like the conceit of like what they took away from him, mostly because I don't read, much like everybody else in the world besides 7 people.
Yeah.
I don't read Martian Manhunter comics.
Which is crazy. He's like,
But he's
so
he's
good.
more like he's so good, and it's more like this weird Martian parasite that infects John Jones.
Okay.
Instead of John Jones being his like alter ego that he shapeshifts into.
What?
And then Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I actually really love this one. Shocked me the most of how good it was.
Oh.
It's Guy Gardner, isn't it? It's Guy Gardner,
hope it's
baby.
Guy Gardner. If it's not Guy Gardner, I'm not reading it.
Guy Gardner is referenced, but it is not Guy Gardner. We don't even see him. It starts off great. It's Hal Jordan like walking through the day. He's got like his hand in his pocket. A cop like pulls him over. He's walking. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And you're like, "Oh, he's got the ring.
Yeah.
He's got to have the ring because it's Hal Jordan, it's Green Lantern." And then a few pages later, it's revealed that he's Black Hand, which is a big Green Lantern villain, and it's just so good. Like it plays more like a sci-fi murder mystery.
Oh, that's cool. The genre.
Yeah. It's a fun genre, and the cover is really nice on it. The art is probably the weakest of all of the issues that have come out
I know the
of
Batman
Green Lantern.
one has some really cool shots of him being a psychopath.
I have,
being
again,
Batman.
not read Batman. I keep hearing amazing things about it.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Superman fan. I love that. I think it starts off a little slow, but it's really ramping up and it's doing a lot of interesting things. And Wonder Woman, she's so goated.
She's so goated.
This is the best Wonder Woman has ever been.
Just make her a cool barbarian lady. That's all people want.
But
Make
she's
her
also
Karlak.
she's also kind and compassionate. She's Karlak.
Yeah, just make her Karlak.
It rocks. She's fighting bloodborne villains. It's a great time. But the absolute, yeah, I think it's a great time to be a comic book fan. I think it's a great time to get into comics. We'll see how this goes, because famously, the Ultimate comics back in the day when they first did this,
they were good.
They were good, and then
they got bad.
Then they got real bad, real edgy, real fast. And they shared the similar issue because Marvel's approach to the issue of like there's too many comics is just to ignore that issue.
Yeah.
And just to keep things going and have a bunch of editorial notes. And you just kind of need to have a loose understanding of everything that's happening. And
Yeah.
that Ultimate Universe got that same bloated problem where it was no longer easy to get into, and Hulk said the gamer word, there was a bunch of
that's crazy.
incest stuff,
Oh, that's
there's...
awesome. Wait, I kind of want to read it now.
It's so edgy, so fast.
Can I ask you a
And
question? Can I ask you a question
yeah,
about?
yeah.
So if it was like, I'm gonna ask you some predictive questions. So if they were to do like Green Arrow, what would they take away from it? What do you think would be the thing?
Oh, I
Ooh,
was gonna ask him the same
Because
thing too.
because
Wait,
I want to know Daniel's prediction for like Green Arrow,
no, no,
Black
but
Canary,
also,
yeah.
Vixen
I
maybe,
we
but
have
also, if
Doctor
you
we
were
have
Fate.
two
Darkseid,
titles. We have
you
two
have to be
titles yet
Darkseid
to be
though.
announced. I'm Darkseid. Yeah. I
You're
am Darkseid.
Darkseid. You have to take a
Yeah,
wild
you are
fucking shit.
Darkseid. What do you take?
I'm trying to ruin these people's lives.
Yeah.
We have two titles yet to be announced. One of which I'm assuming is Aquaman. One of which
Oh yeah,
is unknown.
Sorry, Aquaman. I forgot.
Sorry, Aquaman. Sorry. But let's see. Green Arrow. I think honestly, you give him the Arrow treatment of the CW, where you just throw him on an island and you strand him there. I think you just remake Arrow.
I see.
Because for one thing, Arrow is a bad
Arrow?
TV show.
We love Arrow.
Ooh.
We hate Arrow on this podcast.
Love Arrow on the podcast. Okay, what
But you
about
can't get rid of his riches because you do the same, because you've done that with Batman, and so
Yeah.
like Darkseid, you're just copying and pasting here. That's not going to work out.
Okay. What about Doctor Fate? What do you remove from Doctor Fate?
Ooh, what do you remove from Doctor Fate?
I guess maybe what's his name? Zatanna or no? The other one. Zatanna's dad.
Oh, Zatanna's dad. Yeah. I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah.
But I will fully remember his name. I am definitely not looking it up.
So I'm thinking really hard. Brain Blast.
It's fucking Zatara. God
What the fuck? Bro's an Avatar ship name.
I think Dr. Fate is probably... You probably treat the helm even more like
A curse.
like a curse. Yeah, you
It's
treat
like,
it more like
I
a
think you treat it
terrible
like
offer.
Ben 10 Alien X, where it's like it's the strongest thing ever, but you have to
Mhm.
argue with it about like this is what I want to do. I need to do it this way for this reason because it will help these amount of people. And it's like,
Yeah. And all the gods of order are like,
guess.
I don't know. This
I
would
don't
kind
know
of break
about
the
that.
order of
Yeah,
it.
like gotta maintain the, and you're just like, oh my fuck. I think that would.
You also have to like, because I forget, there's a few like multiversal beings like Darkseid or Trigon that are, no matter what you read, they're the same character, regardless of like the Elseworld story you're reading.
Yeah.
And I think like the Lords of Fate are that same thing. Naboo, I think it is.
Yeah.
That's from Star Wars.
Ooh.
That is from Star Wars, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Dr. Fate, I think you just treat him more like a terrible curse, and I mean, Ket Nelson's rich. You can get rid of his money again. You can do the classic. Maybe that's just
Throw
going to be
him on an
Darkseid.
island. Just keep throwing dudes on islands. One of them will die eventually.
More dudes, more islands, baby.
Oh shit! I put them on the same. Oh, they got really strong because I put them on the same island. Oh,
Dang it! This is not what I wanted to do.
Oh god! I put Hawkgirl on an island. Oh, she just flies away. Oh,
Dang,
didn't
I
work
forgot
out
she
at
had
all.
wings. Maybe I'm going to get rid of her wings. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wait, if you
She's
could,
just
if you
girl
could,
now.
if you could give a run to any of these, if like to one that like doesn't get like usually get one of these.
Booster Gold, but you
It's
make him an
Booster Gold.
actual hero.
Like,
He's actually like
I was
Superman.
literally about to say, you
Yeah.
give it to Booster Gold.
You make him
I love
Superman.
Booster Gold.
I love Booster Gold.
You give him the same origin story of like going back in time and all that stuff to be like the great superhero, and for him to rig it all. But then you just have him fail even more, and you get rid of Blue Beetle.
Oh.
You get rid of Blue Beetle, and you make it so he doesn't have a best friend, and so he's out there stranded with basically with a bunch of primitive people in his brain, because he's from far, far in the future. and you just strand him there.
Interesting. That's a okay.
That'd be pretty good.
And it's like a reverse on like the man out of time trope, like that your Captain America has.
Yeah.
And you instead throw somebody way, way back in time.
Maybe he's like a little arrogant. Maybe he's like these fucking stupid primitive people
Yeah.
don't understand me. What I'm trying to do to help them.
Now he will never get an absolute comic series, which is gonna be very sad. But if it gets to that bloated point, who knows?
Good. All right.
Never say never, guys. Never say never.
All right.
Never say never. It might
guess.
end. Like it might have an end point, which I doubt because it's going to be really popular. And we'll eventually get Absolute Justice League, and they'll eventually fight Darkseid, and eventually this will bleed into movies in some capacity.
I think that'd be kind of hype if they did that for movies. Just have like Elseworld movies.
I think it'd be a really cool like TV series as well. Like you have this maybe like this animated series where you follow all the different characters going through.
Yeah, no, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I recommend it. I think Absolute's a great time, and
I think if you're gonna get into it now, now's the time. Well, there's still only like 6 of them. Hurry.
Exactly.
Hurry.
And you hurry, please, God. Because getting into mainline DC is like getting into One Piece, but trying to start from chapter 600. I don't know how many chapters there are in One Piece, and I don't know if this comparison's good because I've not read a single issue of One Piece.
Nah,
but you have
just exactly like.
Yeah, but it'd be like that instead, but also not having an end point in mind.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Cool. I think we'll shift over back to me because Josh only put one thing on his docket today.
Technically, I was going to talk about the movie too. So
the movie's like a group thing we'll do at the end.
No, I mean like the Fahrenheit 451
movie. The movie. Oh, okay, so it was like a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours kind of did go on for a bit longer, so I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is it okay?
Not to call you out, but like your time. I was timing you. I was watching.
Okay.
Nah, you're good.
Was I good? Was I doing good on time, Ethan?
Oh yeah. No, you've done beautifully, Daniel. You're great.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
I guess I'll talk about Mistborn. This was a book series that one of my friends recommended to me a while back before he got fired. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
This is a fantasy series. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a fantasy series about.
Yes.
I
put in like an epic dark fantasy.
Yeah, very dark fantasy. It is. It's not like Game of Thrones where like it's going crazy yet so far. It's been pretty.
No, because it still has a lot. It has a lot more magic than the books of Game of Thrones for sure. I've only read the first book of Mistborn when I was a lot younger.
Oh, okay. So I'm like 10 chapters in right now. But yeah, it's like really good so far. I think the prose is simple and it's easy to understand. So I really appreciate that. Really dialogue heavy, which is always cool because I'm listening to it as an audiobook, so whenever there's like a ton of action scenes, it's kind of hard to pay attention sometimes. And there is a lot of action, but like it's short, super sweet, really compact. Way you're supposed to write like action dialogue for the most part. Or action.
Yeah, Brandon Sanderson is such a great author.
Yeah, I think his character writing is really good. I am a fan of all of these characters so far. All unique, really cool quirks. It is paced hella slow. This is a super slow, like drag you down. We're gonna go through the world bit by bit. The basic premise is that there is this group of people called the Ska who have been oppressed by the nobility for thousands of years, for generations basically. And there is a small, like, sort of group of thieves who are trying to overthrow the current government that's going on through like it's almost like a heist government overthrowing thing. It's really cool. It's really cool stuff that they set up.
Political heist is, I think, the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's like really cool that like they are trying to basically overthrow a government through a heist mission, Um, I and like that's all I'll give so far because that's like pretty much what I've read. There's the main character Kelsior and Bin. Those are the two main characters. They are great. Really dig their sort of apprentice master relationship that they've got going on. Kelsior is this kind of lackadaisical Kakashi type dude who's like really strong, and really confident, but he has like a dark edge to him that like he kind of tries to hide. Bin is sort of like troubled, like paranoid girl who's been like basically abused her whole life. So having someone like Kelsior who is very open, very trusting, um, just a really good person that like this is the first time in her life basically she's met a person who she can like fully trust, but she doesn't just yet, but she kind of does. Their relationship is super sweet. Um, I think so. The most fascinating part about this whole book, I think, is right now the magic system. Besides like the whole political thriller heist thing, the magic system is so fucking good. It is like a weird combination of Avatar: The Last Airbender plus like a little bit of Full Metal Alchemist. Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like the way it works is basically you have the in this world you were born either as a misting or a mistborn, and a misting can control one of the like 8, 12 magic powers that you have, and a mistborn can control all of them. So Vin and Kelsior are mistborns. A lot of the other characters are mistings, and that makes it really interesting because Vin and Kelsior are so versatile in their moveset and what they can do. Meanwhile, the other characters are a lot more precise. They're a lot more like specialists in their abilities, so it gives you like a really good perspective on how everything works and like
Yeah,
how Vin.
you get to see the peaks of the different
Yeah,
parts of
and you're just
magic.
like, well, these Vin and Kelsier will never match these guys, but they can learn from them and apply that, which is really
Yeah.
cool. So like to give a rundown of the basic power system, it's like you have steel and iron, which you ingest and then you burn it, which is basically like you use that up in your like body. When you do that, you could push something to you or you can pull something to you. But it's not like just as simple as like, hey, that boulder, I'm gonna pull this towards me. If you do not weigh more than the boulder, you are getting pulled towards the boulder. So it's like an equal opposite reaction. If there's like a coin on the floor that you place down and you push the coin does not go further into the floor. You push yourself up. So a lot of characters will drop coins, push the coin down to like go flying in the air. It's super creative stuff. Like there's a bunch of battles where there's this really great moment where like um what's Bin is like pushing on a coin to fly, but she messes up and she goes flying off to the side. So she's like, shit, I have to get back onto the coin to like balance myself. And she pulls the coin towards herself and she just hits herself in the face like she's gonna die. And I thought that was like really funny, but also like a thing like I would totally do that and be like, oh, I'm gonna pull
Yeah.
myself towards the. Oh wait, I weigh more than this shit. It's gonna kill me.
Brandon
Um,
Sanderson is really good at weaving in these nice little bits of humor where
yeah.
you're like that aren't like quips or things like that. They're just
No, it's like
things that happen that are
genuine
fun.
funny character moments just because the characters are the characters. It's just their
Yeah.
personalities and clashing with each other, which is always like my favorite kind of humor. Like there's this character named Breeze who just like has the ability to use brass, which is like he controls your emotions, so he makes you feel certain things or like removes emotions from you, so you don't feel like other things. So he'll like tell Vin to do something, and she'll be like, "Okay, yeah, I got it." And then she's like, "Wait a fucking second, you motherfucker, you're using me." She's like, kinda."
Ah!
So that's really great. Um, just a phenomenal magic system. There's so much to do with it. It does. I think the only thing, like, my problem with it is that I like magic systems where the characters. So like, because you're put into these specialist zones, but you only get like these specific powers. Like, I feel the magic isn't super unique per character. Like, they have their specialists, but there's other characters that have the same specialization. It's kind of mute.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's fucking super fun. A lot of cool combat happening. Like there's this whole fucking scene where Kelsior like storms a base and he's just using every single magic ability in tandem, like pushing and pulling. Like he's pulling himself towards like the stone wall, but he pushes like this enemy backwards and he pushes like an ingot back and then he pulls it back towards them to hit the enemy. it's so cool, super cool stuff. They make Kelsior seem like fucking unstoppable as a character. Um, I yeah, no, this book is really good so far. I'm having a great time. Still only 10 chapters in because I'm listening through an audiobook, but I'm gonna keep listening to it.
And how
Because
many
it's
is
really
that
good.
out of all of it? Out of all of it.
Oh, this is book 1 out of 7, and it is a 24-hour long audiobook,
Yep.
so I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
no, I
I'm here for a hot minute.
you guys in your fantasy, bro. You guys in your
Yeah.
fantasy.
You
Yep.
literally read Dune. You read like
Huh?
4 Dune books.
I
Don't
know.
forget, don't forget Lord of the Rings.
Did I tell you how long it took me to read Dune books?
Probably a really long time.
So here's my story, real quick. Dune drop.
Yeah,
Well, one day I'm gonna have my Dune section where I talk about everything.
the
But
Dune.
but
When
okay.
Dune Messiah comes out,
So
you can
I
have that.
got my first copy of Dune back 2 years before the movie came out, and I was like, I'm gonna read the book so I can be a fan of the series. So that when the movie, because I like to do
So
that
I won't
first.
be a fake fan. I'll be like, you see, I do the same thing with the anime and manga. I'll be like, I read generic Kowloon romance before everyone else did.
Yeah, no, and so basically I was like, let me get into this, and I could not read it for the life of me. Like it's so, I
You were
was like,
like,
what
what
the
the
fuck?
fuck is a gomcha? But shut up.
No, yeah, and what it took for me to do is reading the audiobook, but I tried to pick it up and read it twice,
Yeah.
and then like could not do it for the life of me. So then 2 years later, in like the midst of the pandemic.
Can I ask you something really quick about audiobooks? Just like a really quick tangent.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that like so when I'm listening to an audiobook and it's like really good, which I'm listening to right now, it's like the narrator speaks in the voice, but then I hear the
Mhm.
actual character's voice like behind that. Does that happen to you?
No, you're wrong. What the fuck? No, I'm kidding. No, I think. Well, it depends.
Because like
I
I
think
can like there's a character voice in my mind that reads at the same time when the narrator reads, and I'm just like, oh, this works because that's like the part I'm most scared of with like when I started to audiobooks was like the character voice will not match the voice I
no,
have in
yeah,
my
for
head.
sure. Well, especially because if it's somebody, does your is it just one voice reading it?
Yeah, it's just one dude.
Yeah, no, for me, like for the Dune book, it was like they got like actual voice actors to come in and read different parts.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was
No.
every other chapter. So every other chapter, it would be.
Well, like I think it's cool if they do it like for a character perspective shift each chapter. I think that's like really cool.
Yeah,
But
that's kind of basically how they did it,
I
and I
wonder if
totally
the
recommend
Percy
that one.
Jackson books do that, or the
Oh
Heroes
my
of
god,
Olympus book does
no,
that.
no,
Do they not?
dude, it is. I shit you not. Like the Percy Jackson audiobooks are so bad.
No. Those
So
should be so easy to make good though. His writing
no,
is
but they're
so
not,
the
guys.
dialogue is
Like
like pretty
no hate,
naturalistic.
no hate to
Oh
it.
wait, no, I can see how it would be bad. I can see
No
how they
hate
would
to
get
it,
like,
but no
hey,
hate to the guy who does.
it's me, Percy Jackson, and like you guess you're wondering
Ugh.
how I got here.
That's exactly
Ugh.
how he sounds.
Oh God,
Let me
damn
do like
it.
an accurate creation of how he
Yeah,
sounded.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Go ahead.
look, I didn't want to be a demigod.
No,
He reads
bad
at that
already.
pace the entire time.
No, I
No,
was
I promise
joking.
you, like, it's like it's borderline. Like, dude, it made me
Just
feel
get the
stupid.
voices of the character. Like Percy's a
I
cool skater dude.
no, when I read it, oh my god, when I would,
Like
so I
have
read the book.
Finn voice him from like Adventure Time,
I read all those books when I was a kid, and so I loved them. And so then I kind of reread them every couple of years because
right?
like they're
Yeah,
adapting
it's
it
a
or
good book.
something. And so I was like, oh, I want to read it, but I don't want to like read it again. So maybe I'll have an audiobook because I've been into audiobooks at this point. And so
Yeah,
I started reading with the audiobook, and oh my god, dude, I had to go like
maybe the Heroes of Olympus is
halfway through the
better.
book. Like I shit you not, halfway through the book, I was like listening to it, and I was like, maybe this book series wasn't good.
Maybe Rick is washed. Actually,
Damn.
maybe this just
That's
isn't
how bad.
good.
That's how bad the
That's how
audiobooks got.
bad
Like,
it.
I would
Okay,
hear
maybe
them.
Heroes of Olympus is better because they probably
I
got
would.
different voice
I would
actors
hear
for
them. I would hear
each.
them read it. I would hear them read it, and I would be like, "Oh my
Did you
god,
listen to
dude!"
Heroes of Olympus?
No, because I stopped.
Maybe
I
it's
stopped.
better. Maybe
I stopped by
I
Titan's
want to
Crest because I
know.
couldn't
I'm
stomach
gonna
it
look up a
anymore.
preview later to
I
see
could. I could not
if they
stomach.
nail those characters.
You want to hear what? You want to hear what? Luke sounds like?
Oh,
Hey Percy, how are you doing?
Oh, fuck off.
And I don't know if I have it in me to spoilers, but I don't know if I have it in me to get to the battle the last Olympian and to hear like the end, like Luke's ending, and see if he has that
That
fucking voice
fucking
still.
poetic, beautiful moment.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
God.
No, it's it's like it's borderline awful. Like it killed it for me.
Okay, that was
So I
supposed
had
to
to
be a
read it.
quick tangent, but that was like a long tangent. Okay.
No, because now we're talking about audiobooks. Because audiobooks are really, I
No,
think
I think they're
audiobooks
cool. They're cool.
crucial
They're cool
sometimes.
shit.
I'm,
Yeah.
I will say though, I do think like I have to like I need to read along as I hear. Are you just listening?
I'm raw dogging it, dude.
Wow.
Well, don't
At
describe it like
work.
that.
Yeah, I'm
But
raw dogging it at work.
I'm raw
no,
dogging the book. I don't do the audiobooks. I'm fully in just like I'm reading, not listening.
yeah.
On God.
So I'm kind of like that with Daniel right now because I found that like if I listen to an audiobook, I don't have the book with me, then I will not pay attention. I will get distracted. But what I do now sometimes, I'll do one of two things. One, I'll have the book with me and the audiobook with it, so I'll be reading along. Or the other thing is I just read the book out loud. And honestly, that helps a lot because it's kind of a good rehearsal for me, like it's like mini acting rehearsals. Um, but it's you know, good luck with that, man. 24 hours, a book one of seven.
I got this.
You've
You
got this.
got
I'll get her done.
It's gonna be a great journey. I might join you back on it. I might try to read it.
For sure. Alright, Daniel. Tell me about what's it
Oh,
called?
Knock 'em
Knock 'em
Knock 'em
Dead.
Dead. Tell me about Knock 'em Dead.
Let me tell you about Knock 'em Dead. So Elliot Verhall writes this with Matsuya Monaco doing the art. With I think Matt Miller and Taylor Esposito do line work and coloring. I don't know who does which. This is an indie comic. This is Aftershock. There's only 5 issues. This was a breeze of a read. And Josh, this is such a you comic. Let me
Ooh. I love being
it,
perceived by my friends. I like when they
yeah.
say this is a you comic.
This stars Prior Bryce, which is my favorite comic book character name now.
Prior.
Who he's a wannabe stand-up comic. The issue is he's terrible. He is awful. He is the absolute worst. He lives with his car salesman older sister Ronan, who is also bad at her job, but has a business major, so she's slightly better off and she's able to pay the rent while he fucks around and tries to do stand-up. And there's such this great little montage of him failing and bombing at all these clubs where no one gives him the time of day. And then finally, like, one person laughs in the audience. And you're like, hell yeah, Prior Bryce is getting it. And he's hanging out with another comedian at that local little stand-up club. They're in a car, they're driving, they're chatting, they're having a great time. And then they get into a car crash and they both die.
Cool.
Except
And
Prior
roll
Bryce
credits.
comes back without a heartbeat and without a bit of his soul, and instead the comedian that he was with, that his soul goes into Pryor's body, and he's basically possessed by another comic and is able to start telling good jokes. And every time you're like, oh, I know where this is going, the comic takes a quick left turn, and you're like, oh, well, face on my egg. I thought I was going to do this, but it's actually doing this. And it's just this short, beautiful little supernatural horror comedy about this guy who's just keeps getting possessed by different comedians.
That's freaking epic.
Yeah,
I love that. Is it all out? It's a solid run.
It's all out. I read the full thing. I read it quickly. I'll probably drive by your house soon, Josh, and drop it off at your doorstep, and you can take a little read of it.
Hell yeah.
I was slightly disappointed with like how quick it was. It felt like a really delicious meal that I ate, and I went, "Wow, that was tasty," but I'm not full.
So you would have been so you're left out wanting more.
I wanted some more. I wanted some more, and I do like the ending. There's a time jump somewhere, and I'm like, you could have stayed a little bit longer before your time skip.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a
Okay.
really good series. I'm probably going to try and write the pilot of it and try to.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was looking at it. I was like, damn, that does look good.
Yeah, I got this during a punk concert at our local comic book shop, and the cover of it is fantastic. It's a skeleton with a mustache in front
No,
of
I
it,
saw
a
it.
brick wall at an open mic. It's great.
Yeah, no, sick as hell. Oh my god, that's great. Um, so Daniel, I've been asking you because you're a big comic guy.
Yes,
You're like the comic guy in my eyes. Just like in the
I'm
way that
honored.
Jake is my art guy. Uh, Ethan is my degenerate guy.
I do
Uh,
everything. I dabble in a little bit of everything.
yeah.
I
But
think we're both dabblers, but I'm more into like the Western comic scene and like the
yeah.
Western media, and then you have a lot more of the anime
I love
manga
Japan.
side. And we've
So
both like dabbled in each other's, but we have like our own
whoa,
specialties.
whoa! What are you guys confessing here tonight? You think they guys dabbled each other?
So continue.
Yeah.
Continue, Josh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no.
please.
I was gonna say, what do you look for in a good comic? And like, what do you look for? Do you have preferences? Do you have like, what are
Yeah.
your go-tos? Like, what do you go for?
So one of the big things is this is a visual medium, and I think there's a lot of writers. I'm not going to name any names because the person I'm specifically thinking about, I forget his name. But there's a lot of writers who throw so much dialogue in it, and every dialogue bubble it comes at the cost of visual storytelling. Because now you have to place that bubble, and the more words that are in that bubble covers more of the art, and more of the art's covered, the less visual storytelling you have, and now it's just become a book again.
Yeah,
So we're looking for a really good balance of that. I'm looking for like an interesting art design. I'm looking for cinematography. I'm looking for as well good paneling. I think there's a lot of people that don't panel their comics well, where they don't have the good blocks of art where some are too small, where like some scenes should be in a wider shot, some scenes need to be in a close-up shot.
it's like composition and stuff.
Yeah, the composition, not just within the panel, but within the page of itself.
Yeah. Who are your examples of people who do that really well?
Ooh, I think.
And where does Ken Pender's rank on that list?
Oh my god, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Okay,
No,
actually, do you want me to answer the question?
Was that a real question, or was that a Ken Pender
This is-
Yes,
segue?
I wanted to know. Like, I want to know like actual stuff.
You want to know actual stuff about Ken
Yeah.
Penders?
Not
No.
Ken Penders, but he was just throwing that out as a funny example.
Okay.
Let me bring up something like Mr. Miracle by Tom King.
Ooh, I have that copy. I should
Yes,
read
you
it.
do. You should read that. That was a gift from me to you.
I get a lot of comics from Daniel.
Yes, I love giving gifts.
Here's my trick, Ethan. If you want me to read the manga that you read, you're gonna have to give it.
I'm gonna have to give
But
it to you.
also,
I will
also you
send
don't
you a
read it.
link. I can send you a link to where
No,
I
I
read it.
do physical. I don't do digital.
Bro, I don't have friggin' all these volumes of Kowloon
Mhm.
generic romance all. That's just like not
But
here.
to answer your question, I think Tom King who wrote, and I'm pulling up the artists.
I'm looking at it right now. Mitch Gerards.
Yes, Mr. Arts. They have this lovely, very Watchmen-esque 3x3 paneling that they do. And this is a thing that Tom King has brought up as well in his Nightwing run. This is like a common trend where he will do the 3x3 panels, but he uses them well for pacing, where we get, because he has a lot of these characters interact with each other. We get these nice shot reverse shots. We get interactions between panels and Nightwing. the 3x3 helps the dynamic of Nightwing's movements, where it might be like, sure, the panels divide into 3 separate panels, but it's that same background. We're just seeing Nightwing in different areas as he moves through the city doing his acrobatics. I think that's big. Hellblazer is one of the first comic series I collected, and it gets very trippy very fast. I really enjoy when they use the paneling to try to make you feel like you're in a trip and make you feel purposefully lost rather than actually unable to find where I'm supposed to read because of bad design. I'm can't find myself because the character can't find himself.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. Oh my
I'm
God.
just looking for visual storytelling. That's basically what it is. If I can stop reading if I get rid of all the speech bubbles, can I still understand what's going on?
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. Oh my God.
Okay. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna jump into we're gonna end our chow down section and head right into
We're chowing up now.
Yeah, we're gonna head right into the section that everyone's been waiting for, that they really wanted to know about.
Mhm.
Laker talk.
I'm talking about the man on the Lakers, LeBron. I'm asking you to say his name, LeBron James. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place.
So right now, Los Angeles Lakers. So okay, this is like a special short segment. We're doing good. We had a win against OKC Thunder, which is the best team in the league. Really
Nice.
dominant performance by us. So I'm feeling pretty good heading into this playoff series. We still got some emotional games left to go, but I think
the
we're pretty
biggest thing for the Lakers right now
Yeah.
is their reference in Absolute Green Lantern 1.
good. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good
That's
reference. They're
pretty
playing the
good.
Phoenix Bugs. Those guys suck.
Those guys suck.
But yeah, special shout out right now to King Chef Yowie. Have you guys seen this? You
No.
heard of-
What?
So King Chef Yowie is an artist that makes
Oh, I know what you're
yay
talking about.
art
Yeah.
of LeBron James and Stephen Curry.
Oh, I'm looking at
And-
this right now.
And this, I assume it's
This-
a girl, but this person, they know ball. They watch the games. They're not just in it for like the
Oh my
yaoi
goodness.
part. They watch the games. They're like, hey Fujoshis, like pull up, watch some more games. Like this is, and I'm thinking to myself like this might be the future, because I've always wondered about this. You know, like I've always wondered, is there like sports, like real person sports yaoi, like there is for like. Daniel posted a photo.
Yeah, let me describe this photo, because we are in a auditory medium here. This is a photo of
LeBron James.
Steph Curry, LeBron dressed up as the Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson Batman, and Steph Curry as the Catwoman.
Yeah, so like honestly, respect. If you watch ball and you're like a yaoi shipper Fujoshi, like I welcome everyone. Like you guys are great. You guys are part of the community. I welcome you with open arms.
This is beautiful.
It's really good art. Like
This
it's
is
good.
really well made art.
No, it's
Daniel
like she's really good. They're really good at this stuff.
Daniel said art is a visual medium. This is what he meant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I get fully the relationship. I
So-
understand so
'cause-
much of
'cause
what
I
they're
knew-
saying. There's
Yeah.
no dialogue here. You don't need it.
because I knew in wrestling, there's people who ship wrestlers together, like in the Shield.
Oh, so
from
much.
Super
Yeah.
Eye Patch Wolf's video. And I always wondered if that would happen in like real sports, and I guess it does.
I'm sorry,
so
real
I'm
sports?
glad that curiosity has been
And so
unfound. I'm glad that itch has been scratched. Thank you, King Chef Yowie.
and so
Give
what
her
I
a
need
follow.
Thank
they,
you,
they,
Acting
se-
Chef
they seem
Yowie.
they seem nice.
and so what I need the Lakers to do right now.
Oh God.
Lakers, are you listening to me? Okay. You did One Piece night a couple of weeks ago.
Oh no.
That's good. It's great. But you really need to grip the fans. And I think this is a great opportunity.
Oh God.
And so that's why Fujoshi night needs to happen.
Oh wow, that would be really awkward.
With
That'd be a really
special
weird night to go to.
with special shirts, with special shirts, free shirts. You know, I think you guys
Yeah.
are hitting
I
an
think they
untapped
need to
market.
commission King Chef Yowie, who is carrying
Yeah.
this community on their back right now.
Now here's the thing. Now is the shirt is it all one shirt or is it specific ships? What are we talking about?
I think it's
would
the
you
specific ship of the two best players on that team that play that day.
so okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now here's
I think that's
here's
how
what
it's
I'm
going to go
positing.
down.
I'm acting options. I'm thinking different genres. I'm thinking rivals to lovers. I'm thinking enemies to lovers. I'm thinking
Yeah.
Stephen A.
It could be a lot. Oh no. That one's just pure hate. There's no love there.
Some people you know what I call that? I call that the Omegaverse.
Oh no. Okay, you joke, but they tweet about the Omegaverse and like how that plays a part in
LeBron?
this.
LeBron?
Yeah.
LeBron tweets about the Omegaverse?
No, King Chef Yowie.
Oh, I thought you were. I was like, I got invested. Like now, I'm not invested in anyone. If LeBron, I will get into the Lakers if you start texting me your specific opinions about the Omegaverse. What your thoughts on the
Well,
law?
I think that was a really good Laker talk segment. Moving on to the part no one really cares about, I guess. Like the Switch 2 Direct happened. We watched it.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Daniel, how invested are you with the Nintendo Switch 2?
How invested am I?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I really was excited about the Switch 2. I was thinking about talk about with my lovely roommate about maybe we split the cost on one, and we can pick up some of the new party games, some of the new Mario Karts, the Mario Party. You know, just I enjoy having a
pre-order
Switch.
it, right?
Yeah,
April 9th,
yeah. So
which is 2 days from
I
now.
was
from us
I
recording.
was going to talk about that, but then I saw
Yeah.
the price tag before the tariff stuff.
Which wasn't super bad. Which was not that crazy.
It's still a lot.
It's
still
more than it probably should be, especially if you compare it to Japan. But like,
yeah.
$450, not the end of the world. You know, it's like kind of
It's not
pricey, but you
end of the
know,
world.
this is like a pretty good console. It's like Nintendo.
And you know, for sure, I think going back to the beginning because I don't think we introduced this properly, but going into it, we came in with a lot of expectations, to the point where we had like a bingo card thing going on.
What?
A little bingo game. We were playing like Nintendo Switch bingo with it.
Were?
There were some results.
We
Yeah, we were.
I don't remember this.
Oh yeah, no, the last Ethan came here. He did it.
What?
Never mind. Nothing.
Okay. Whatever you say, Josh.
Yeah.
Whatever you believe,
thing.
I believe.
Me and the Ethan homunculus right now are.
Yeah.
Whatever Josh
Basically-
says, I agree.
That's so cool.
That is cool.
So basically, me and Ethan kind of did some bingo card stuff, and I just kind of want to say now that I got bingo.
This is bullshit.
Okay.
This is
now,
a fucking.
people
This is
people
propaganda
right
of
now,
the
people are
highest
protesting.
order.
Well, read us your bingo card. Read us your winning bingo line.
So I got two. So I got multiple bingos actually.
Okay. Yeah. I bet you did.
Yeah. So straight down, I got BDK.
Mhm.
So a DK game, which happened.
Yes.
I got something causing us all to scream, which the Donkey Kong thing kind of blew me, Ethan, and Nick. Not Ethan,
Okay.
sorry.
I had it on my bingo sheet. I knew it was gonna fucking happen.
Nick, Brian, and Jake, we all were screaming. Deltarune tomorrow. Toby
But not,
coming in
but
out
not
of
really.
nowhere.
But not
crazy.
like tomorrow. But like.
Not tomorrow, but the meme. But he
June
tweeted
5th.
Deltarune tomorrow.
He tweeted
Deltarune tomorrow.
And he was kind of right.
Okay.
Deltarune tomorrow.
New Zelda.
All right.
Wait, what was the new Zelda? Was there a new Zelda? I guess it was the Muso game. Yeah.
There's new Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, it's the
Hyrule
Hyrule Warriors. That's cool.
And then no Fire Emblem. Ethan kills himself.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't remember
and
that
anyway,
happening, but
but for the next one, Across, and this is where it gets interesting. Um, this one only recently got a bingo because this was one of those wait and see ones. But it was
oh no,
Switch Online games. It was Metroid,
F-Zero.
Mario Kart, which was Free Space. No Fire Emblem still,
That's cool. Whatever.
and my favorite one, which is This Affects American Politics Somehow.
So this was the long con that Josh pulled. This was his fucking Hail Mary from like half court.
Yeah.
But it
Lo and
worked.
behold, the Nintendo ninjas were like, "Hey Trump, if you don't fucking lower the tariffs on Vietnam, we will kill you." And then he was like, "If they strike a deal with me, I will lower the tariffs down to 0%."
If they strike a deal with me, and if I like the deal, and if the deal is the best deal ever, because I only secure the best deals.
Yeah, only me and Daniel can do the Trump impressions. Josh is still banned after last time.
Josh is still
What did I do?
After
I
the
didn't-
incident.
Wait, what?
After the
Josh-
intervention.
You
I've
know
never
what
done
you've
a
done.
Trump impression in my life.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a reason that you say that right now.
What are you talking about? What?
Okay. So yeah, Switch 2.
Yeah,
Kinda pricey. $80. Okay, $80 for a game is fucking ridiculous. Nintendo says they're doing this new variable pricing thing, where the prices will depend based on like how much is in the game, and it's like
It's the same tariff. It's like the tariff formula.
So
they
like,
used.
well, their idea, I assumed, was that the tariffs were going to happen, prices were going to go up anyway, but they needed to balance it. Like it was going to go up for US like crazy, but they needed to balance it in a way where it's balanced for the rest of the other nations that don't have crazy tariffs. So 80 was the compromise, I'm assuming, which is just it's a lose-lose situation for them.
It's not good. The pricing is not great. Is it $80 for a digital copy as well?
It's $80 for
Okay.
digital. We don't know the physical version copy actually just yet. Which $80 for digital is just like, first of all, there's no tariffs on the digital version of the game. It's digital. There's no parts you make it. And second of all, your physical game cards don't even like have the game on it. They unlock a code. Some of them, which is still bullshit. But whatever.
The only thing I really care about Switch-wise is
Donkey Kong. We're back, baby. We got another
Metroid
one.
Prime 4
No, DK.
is finally here.
Yeah, I guess everyone got what they wanted.
We got what we wanted. Were
No, you
pre-orders
didn't.
of Metroid Prime 4 canceled, and then the prices were brought back up? Yes.
I'll be real.
you got-
I didn't expect Insomnia Files to get a sequel, like a third game. That's kind of like,
Yeah, see, you
I guess
got
that's
something.
my
Bravely-
my dub.
You can play Bravely Default.
I don't like Bravely Default actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can just be mad.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, maybe I will.
Yeah. Anyway, I think
Anyway.
it's great that we got a new. I was not expecting the ending.
I think that
we
new
got.
Donkey Kong looks fucking awesome. Like I was watching
It looks really fun.
some treehouse footage of that game while the people were screaming about Nintendo to lower the prices. The entire level being destructible is so cool. Like,
Oh, it's so good. It's
like
so goddamn.
Yeah.
we were talking about, like, this is how a Knuckles game should play. This is how Knuckles should play if they made a game, just fucking going ham.
Oh yeah, but
And then also you can just
unfortunately, I don't think
reset
that'll
the
ever
terrain.
happen.
You just reset the terrain so you don't fuck yourself up. That game.
yeah, no,
Animation wise,
so
also
ready.
like DK, like I don't like he's so expressive. It is so fun.
It is sad to see his old design kind of go away, but it's not really gone because it's still there at like in different places. So it's like it's not a goodbye. I think they just wanted to. They knew that this was going to be like the first big like DK project in like 10 years. So they got to start. They've been spending the last
I
couple of
think
years
they
like,
were
really
just
producing-
like, we need to make him a little bit more expressive, and the way his eyes are shaped kind of makes it hard to do that. Since he's constantly kind of frowning, and this happens in like even in the Smash trailers where they do make him kind of expressive, like it's not to the level where this new DK is
Oh, no,
at
for
right
sure.
now.
It's this nice happy medium of like I mean I don't mind it whatsoever. I think his face is smaller overall.
It looks
it-
like the old art. It looks like the old art. It looks
It
really cool.
looks like the old DK, and it also
Yeah.
is incorporating like the DK from the movie.
Did
so I'm
you
totally fine
did you
with it.
guys see that he has like there's a render where he has a tiny Pauline like writing
Yeah,
on his.
I did see that. And
This is just Wreck-It Ralph. This is a cute little Wreck-It Ralph of a. They saw,
That's
they
pretty.
knew.
no,
So
yeah,
I'm hoping
I'm
that's like
curious about that because
I'm wondering if that's Pauline or if that's like Pauline's like cousin sister maybe that like DK's
Who
gonna
knows?
like redeem himself and take care of. I think that would be super sweet.
I think
We get like a Last of Us Mandalorian esque game
maybe it's like
where
Yeah, DK
this,
has to
DK
fight through
cares
like a
all the time.
wave of freedom fighters to like make sure that little Pauline doesn't
DK
die, and then he gets to the end and he's
Yeah.
like, and she's like, did you like, what'd you do? And he's like, you know, they just let you go. It was crazy. That's really emotional.
crazy.
You're like, oh my god. And then in the second game, like DK dies and it's actually Pauline that like takes over. It's
Oh,
crazy, but the game's
so
writing
good,
is
so
way
unique.
worse. Unfortunately,
Speaking of worse writing,
oh,
should we
it's like that.
talk about
That was a good
a
transition.
movie we saw together?
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
I don't know why you're
one of
complaining.
it
Why
was
you're talking
both.
about worse writing? I think.
So the prize. So basically, for those who didn't know,
Oh,
the winner of the bingo match, the prize was to go see a screening of the Minecraft movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I, because I'm a gracious winner, I decided to invite Ethan along too, because I don't think anyone should be left out watching that movie.
yeah, that's how that
And
happened.
yeah, no, that's
And I showed up as well.
Daniel showed up along because Lord knows we need someone to.
I put it in the wrong group chat. I'm sorry, y'all. That's on me. Shout out to all the friends the homies we missed along the way. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. the friends that we did not bring along with us.
Look, wait,
Maybe
look. This is a common problem. You get like 15 group chats with every single possible combination of friends for every single situation. And then
Yeah.
you said we reached the point where we have too many. We have too
Look,
many group.
the point of the
Like,
matter is,
I'm looking at like
honestly,
my chat. I have like 8 group
It's
chats
for-
going on at the same time, and I'm really confused.
it's for the best because the movie, I did not have a good time.
I had an amazing time. That was a beautiful theater experience that I think it was novel to say the least.
I will say this. 3 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes into the movie, I was not. I got like essentially like whiplash by the audience because
Yeah.
I didn't realize how soon they would say the.
The
I also
realize
didn't
how-
realize he would say flint and steel like super early.
Yeah, and so everybody says it, and I got thrown off. I was like, "Oh my god, wait, it happened already!"
Yeah.
And what I can only liken this to is that theater experience is like a midnight movie release type deal.
Dude, it was like Avengers Endgame level of hype when like Thor picks up or when Cap picks up Thor's hammer. That is the same like energy that was going on in that
Yeah.
theater. It was crazy. Like when
Yeah.
I saw there was a bunch
Everyone
of little like teenagers. When I saw a bunch of teenagers like in our theater, I was like, "Oh, it's about to get good. We're
All
having a
that-
good experience."
Everyone was having a great time except for Daniel, who, as I kept looking to the right, kept looking like you know when like you're playing a video game. Let's say you're playing Kingdom Hearts.
I love Kingdom Hearts. That's a good
And
game.
you're getting to the Little Mermaid mini game.
Yeah. The
Your dad
singing
walks
one
in the room.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
You're- And your dad walks in the room.
That only
and he's
exists
like,
in
"Hey,"
Kingdom Hearts 2.
and it's like, oh, and you're like, you pause because he's looking at you. And honestly, he doesn't truly care, but you feel like he's judging you for
I
playing
have
that
I have a better example. There's a time when I was playing Yakuza 0. In Yakuza 0, there's a mini game where you bet on women wrestling in like skimpy outfits.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing it purely for the money, no other motivation besides that. It was just to do the mini game to get an achievement, to get some money. He
Naturally.
walked in during that, and that was awful. That was a terrible, terrifying experience that I never want to repeat.
Has he looked at you differently?
Nah, we're chill. We watched a Laker game. It's all good.
Anyway, that Daniel was not very excited watching that movie.
I've been to like a screening of The Room. I've been to like I've forced you guys to watch all the bad Superman movies, and so I'm no stranger to ripping on a movie. or finding joy in like laughing at the cringe. I don't know why I couldn't muster it for this movie.
Which is weird because this is like one of those movies where I was like, oh, this is bad, but like I'm having a great time.
Yeah,
This is just
like
because
I would.
it goes so quick. It's just like bam, bam, bam,
They
scene,
would-
scene.
He would say "Chicken Jackie," everybody would
That
cheer,
was great.
and then,
I was going, yeah.
and then I had like
Wait, hold on.
Three
I think
seconds.
the funniest part was like we were all gonna go. We went to In-N-Out afterwards. We were gonna go eat, and like I walk into the In-N-Out, and like it's just Josh there, and I'm like, dude, where's Daniel? I was like, oh, he just went home. I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, the movie really like drained his mood. I was like, oh my god,
really drained my
there's
mood.
no way it was that bad. Like it was bad, of course, but like whoa.
like it was everything I was expecting it to be in terms of quality.
Yeah.
I just don't know why. I just maybe I needed to be high. Maybe I needed
Maybe you
some
need to get like
substance.
white girl wasted like you normally do. Maybe that would have.
Maybe I need to get white girl wasted.
I think,
But
okay.
this is going to be a successful movie. This is currently at $313
It's gonna
million.
beat Sonic 3. No.
It's doing really well. This
I
was
don't,
a budget.
I don't understand why you guys. I don't understand why anyone's surprised about this. It's the fucking Minecraft.
Dude,
movie.
yeah, it's Minecraft. There's
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
Here's the
Sonic.
thing.
You
All
had a
right,
good run.
here are my honest to god real thoughts on this.
Real thoughts.
As
Yes.
fun as it was watching that movie, I do think Martin Scorsese was right when he said that some of these movies are turning into amusement park movies, and that
Yeah.
we're kind of there to just
This was
gawk
like
at it.
this was like a ride at Universal Studios.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah.
exactly what the plot of a ride at. Hello, my name's Steve. Go to this place real quick, and it's like taking you through like a CG animated world where you.
Oh
can,
no, it's the Creeper Farm.
No, like and I think that's kind of disappointing because I do think that Minecraft was I think that there's such a landmark in culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think for many of us, I didn't get into Minecraft to like
You just
I
gotta
got
watch
old.
Parkour Civ.
Mhm.
You just gotta watch Parkour Civilization if you want a good
That's
Minecraft movie.
if you want a good Fahrenheit 451 type like dystopian novel.
And
You need to watch-
dude, I watched
You watch-
Parkour Civilization. You're not wrong. It is Fahrenheit 451 levels of.
In Parkour
shit.
Civilization, we don't jump for beef. We jump for the chicken. No, it's literally that's what it was. I started watching that dude. I shit you not. I turned off. Daniel will attest to this. I turned off the Fahrenheit 451 movie and was like, I'm gonna put on Parkour Civilization, and I
It
just
was
been
good.
watching. I was watching Parkour Civilization.
Parkour Civilization is good.
Fucking as fuck.
Oh, it's sick.
And but that's what I mean. Like I think like the Minecraft has been like a vessel. It
Yeah.
hasn't just been a game or as a source of entertainment, but it's also been a vessel for like artists, for people to do architecture. It's
Yeah.
also been like a thing for storytelling. So when you say like, yeah, we're making a Minecraft movie, like I totally believe that like there's something that they could be done that's like interesting, compelling.
There's a good movie existing in there.
There's like there's already Minecraft creations that tell like a good story in that
That's what I mean.
world.
Like, it's like
Yeah.
It's so possible. It's just like
Yeah.
the
I
studios
remember
are like,
Shadow.
oh, it's a dumb video game for dumb kids. We're just gonna fucking
Yeah.
Like it
Because
is
I
a
remember,
level
like-
of disrespect towards the game. I feel
It
that
is.
they thought that this was the correct choice.
No,
I was
yeah.
there on like Y'all's cast watching Shadows over Israfel, and it's like watching this narrative within Minecraft unfold, and that rocked until it got canceled.
No, yeah, this is a franchise with a heart. I think it could have been like you could have pulled a Barbie with it. You could have pulled a
Yes,
Lego movie.
You could have done some really creative stuff, and they chose not to. They chose to write Jack Black hits a little
okay,
old
all right,
lady
so
with her knife.
Here are my pluses and here are my minuses with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's do each
Well-
one con, one pro, one con about them real quick. All three of them.
Okay. Pro, Jack Black. I mean, like the dude, like it. Okay, but my con
Jack.
is Jack Black also.
yes. I was waiting for that punchline.
JB.
He's a double-edged diamond sword. Like it's difficult because it's like it's Jack Black. He's like a bundle of energy. Like even at like 50s and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
the action scenes with him, like he's really good at action.
Yeah, he's like
really
good at those actions. I was telling Daniel those action scenes were kind of sick. That was
Like
actually my one pro. I was gonna say it. I think the action scenes were really
I
fun.
was rewatching like his introduction when he's like fighting off the guys,
Right?
and it's like
It's kind of hype.
it's borderline really impressive. And I don't know if it was CG or like he got helped out, but like it was solid. But then also like I don't think he. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I don't think he allows himself to like really feel the emotion of Steve. Like,
That's a crazy
I think
statement.
that's a crazy statement, but I totally think it's like
No, it's a legitimate statement.
but it's a
It's
legitimate
legit.
statement.
You're
One,
legit.
One, it's like he has his best friend, which is a dog. They borderline drop that storyline.
Yeah.
And even when he finally has to say goodbye to the dog at the end, like he's barely like he prioritizes like hamming it up over like actually like being in the scene. And I think that's totally like this is what in my eyes makes it the worst performance he's ever given in a movie. Because like
like House of
like,
Rock, he's a character. Nacho Libre, he is a good,
even as
interesting character in both of those that are different.
even as Poe,
Mhm.
even as Poe, which is like
Oh
a
my
goofball,
god, that's like his best performance.
he gets
Poe.
he gets a solid time to like actually show like his acting chops, his voice acting.
Oh, he's so
And
good in that movie. Those
and
movies,
so, like,
those
it's,
two
like, kind of-
movies.
It's disappointing because he can't like for the love of like I love him so much. He's like Jim Carrey, but like he's I think he's like our era's like funny comedian dude. He's in so many classics. He's like so beloved. But now like I'm like, dude, come on, like just please.
I wonder if he can pull like a Jim Carrey Robotnik like later on. They have more of these movies where like
Oh my god, he should have played Robotnik.
like
No, but he's
dude,
Bowser.
no, I think Jim
He's
Carrey
Bowser.
is so good at Robotnik.
Yeah. He's
Like
really
in that
good
movie,
at
like there's actual emotions in that performance. Like
No, but that's what I
it's a
mean.
real
Like
character.
literally, like I will say though, we had to get to like 3 movies for that to happen.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He tried. He tried his ass off. It's okay.
But like it's sad. And the pacing's like fucking horrible. It's like so quick, so
2
like
hours and 10
you
minutes,
cannot-
bro.
you cannot eat like it's as if like I genuinely want to know like the production, like the timeline of the production, like what had happened, because this movie had been in production since like what 2015,
a long time.
2016, and this was before Jared Hess joined on. This was back when like Rob McElhenney, like Mac from It's Always Sunny, was going to be in charge of directing it, and I don't know what happened to get him off of it. But I'm not even going to say it was good, but like I have to know, like, because I have to know, like, I feel like I think this is like the truest statement anyone could say about the Minecraft movie, is that the problem with this Minecraft movie is that anybody could have made a Minecraft, like could have had an idea, and I think it would have been much more worthwhile to see that
Yes.
than see what this
Yeah, it was
is.
pretty mid.
Ethan, what is your pro and con about this
My
movie?
pro is that the action. I think okay, we already went over the action scenes, or Josh did. So I think the other pro is I think it had like 2 good bits, which I think we talked about, which is like at the end.
I mean, that's a plus.
when the villain lady, the sorceress, is like, no, come here, no, I'm not. Like, you have a tiny knife, don't you? No, I would never. And she like really weakly reaches out. Like I thought it'd be like she actually tried a little bit more, but he just kind of slaps it.
It's a really good joke. It's a
I was
really
like, oh, that's a good
joke.
bit. That's a good bit.
I will say, seeing Minecraft Steve, seeing Jack Black as Steve in the fucking armor, and I will give him this. I'm glad that they didn't make it CG.
Yeah, I'm glad
that
they
it's
committed
physical.
to like having it look like goofy Minecraft art.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing.
What's your con, Ethan?
The whole entire movie. It's like I would not watch. Okay, the con is I would not watch this movie by myself at any point, nor do I have any desire to. It's just not good. Straight up, like the characters have no real arc. It's so also there's like scenes missing where like they talk about things that look like they happened, but they're like they didn't. Like they'll be like
this is my con. It's like they have arcs that they have on a board somewhere.
They like
that these characters had arcs, and they're like, we'll get around to like filming these scenes.
Yeah, they
That
just
film
cut
is
out.
so
They straight up cut out
truncated.
scenes.
It's so truncated to shit. Like like all these the characters have no reason to really all be hanging out with each other.
Oh my
Like, it's
god,
No.
so,
the
like,
flimsiest possible reason to be
it's
hanging
so,
out
like,
together. It's so funny.
And like the biggest
It's like, you're
con
my
is
real estate agent, and my brother grabbed a cube that this guy from the 80s who was a video game guy
yeah.
also had just around, and he went into the store for no reason.
The biggest con though of all of this is what do you guys think the message of the movie was? Because I can't think of one. I don't know what the message
I
of the
think
theme
they
of this
actually
movie is.
literally said the message of the movie was that keep being creative in spite of like the hardships you might face, because that's literally like paraphrasing what the theme of the movie was. Like that is the theme. Doesn't do it very well.
Doesn't do it at
it's
all.
No, it doesn't really do it at all, really.
It is shoehorned in there somewhere, but like the main
I guess you could be like the kid is, I don't know, like Jack Black doesn't have enough, like Steve doesn't have enough scenes with the kid where he encourages his like growth and his building
Well, there's
ability.
no like the kid should have been like torn between his sister and the Jason Momoa character, Garbage Man. He should have been torn in like both those directions and then find his own path through this creative means. But
Yeah.
none of that.
What's
there.
What's your pro, Daniel? Since we've gone
My
over
pro?
your con. Yeah.
Yeah, my con is there's no like message to
Coherent.
this movie
Yeah.
or coherent themes or anything like that. My pro, I really enjoyed Matt Berry as Nitwit the Villager at the very end.
That was pretty good.
I thought that was
Yeah.
funny, where he
Yeah.
goes, "Yes, and I got hit by a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and
like,
now I can
this
speak
is my
human and she can
favorite-
speak villager."
This is
It's a
my
good. It's a good bit.
Yeah. No, this is my favorite Grand Jeep Cherokee ad.
This is
My
my favorite
favorite
Jeep
Jeep
Grand
Grand
Cherokee
Cherokee.
commercial too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really good. That's mine.
It's-
Let's Minecraft, baby. We're going to the
I give-
wheel. Oh wait, yeah.
I give this movie diorite out of diamonds.
I give
That's
this
my review of it.
movie. Go watch this in the theaters because it's really good in the theater right now at this specific point in time.
But don't. It's
And
Guys,
if you're
come
working in a movie theater, I am so sorry about all the
I think our
cleanup you
theater
have
was
to
pretty
do.
good. Like we did
Our
the whole
theater was
thing.
good, but
They
have
did-
you
they
seen
did throw
photos
food, but,
of
like, You
others?
should not be throwing food. Don't be throwing food. That is fucked up. I
Please
worked in a
no.
movie
have
theater. I would know. That shit sucked.
You can laugh and have a riot and enjoy this movie to your heart's content as much as you like.
Just don't make it harder for the
please-
service workers. Yeah.
Please make it not harder for the service workers.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think the biggest tragedy
Yes.
about this film
Yeah.
Yes. Wrap it up,
Mhm.
Josh.
is
Give us a nice bow.
is that this
Give us that
movie is successful and is
Yes.
doing well at the box office,
Yes.
but
Yes.
not for the reasons not for the reasons that it's a good movie, but because you want to go to it just to laugh at it. It's like
Yeah.
it's like with people with the Morbius thing, but they didn't like actually like. At least with Morbius, like people were like, yeah, no, we'll see it's fucking.
Dude,
But
that's
then
the
they never
funniest
watch
shit
it?
where we were just like, no, we'll watch it this time, and they release it, and then we didn't watch it. again.
Morbius being the only movie to fail twice in a box office is the funniest thing.
But yeah, and
It's
the
so
Minecraft,
funny.
it's like this movie, which is so like base like level knowledge of it, like it's borderline insulting. It's funny.
Yes.
I think it's funny to watch it knowing that this exists, but how it look. There's a moment in the movie where Steve is showing them around the village for the first time, and he's showing them all the stuff, the culture, the all of the stuff, the villagers and stuff like that. And then a pig with a crown crosses their path, and they acknowledge the pig as a legend, and that is obviously a reference to Technoblade. And when that scene came up, people like legitimately like people were like so touched by that.
Yeah.
Like genuinely so touched by that. And
No,
I think just
I
that
was
one
I
moment,
didn't even watch Technoblade, but I knew about his passing, and I was like, oh, that's like a really
just
sweet
that
thing.
one moment just showed, like, just demonstrated to me that there is a heart within this movie, that like if like
There's
there's
a heart
there's
within the community.
there's a yeah, exactly. And I think that movie is such a missed opportunity for like actually telling like a compelling story about like something that like actually like I would argue like changed like billion like millions of people's lives for the better.
Mhm.
And you know, not for a while I would say that we're gonna get another thing like this. But when the Minecraft 2 movie comes in and they introduce Alex, uh we'll see.
We'll see.
But
We'll
yeah.
see. Jessica,
All right, what's
get that bag, Jessica.
Jessica Chastain? We have no affiliation with you whatsoever, besides my relation to you. But please,
What? This
Okay,
but please get on that bag.
We're gonna
So
wrap this
what's the
up.
wheel thing?
well, let's wrap this up.
A quick spin of the wheel.
We're gonna do the
Um,
wheel, everybody. Let's
We're
give it up
not
for the wheel.
popular enough to get like questions from viewers yet, but we got questions from our friends that we put on a big wheel that we're gonna spin and we're gonna answer.
Right.
Daniel
so
added like 50% of these, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Which means
All right.
I am uniquely here to be
I
able
think
to
we
answer
had to
them.
cull some of yours.
No, I
Most
change them up.
definitely.
I change
A
them
little
up every
bit
couple of
too
weeks.
personal, you know.
Every time I spin the wheel, I change it up a little bit. I pick different ones. So this one's
All
a
right.
fresh set.
Spin that
So,
wheel.
Spin of the wheel. Spinning. Spinning.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll.
Oh my god. Okay. So this is a great. So we have creepypasta / cartoon theories.
Okay.
So I just wanted to talk about, like I just picked this one because I love talking about this specific. I love the specific era of the internet where I started like really getting into creepypasta.
Mhm.
I learned about stuff, and I think it's a good segue. What better segue than to go from the Minecraft movie than to talk
You
about
were supposed to
creepypasta?
be a hero, Brian.
When I tell you that Herobrine shows up in the movie, I am not lying. I'm not
That is
lying.
You
not
were
a
supposed
lie.
to be a hero, Brian.
I will say though, the funniest thing about that bit is that during I saw that like in an interview with like the production, the SFX team, the guy was like, yeah, no, like we kept, we wanted to give him purple eyes like the other guys, but his eyes just kept turning white. I don't know what's wrong with that.
That's
That's pretty
actually a
funny.
good bit.
I was
That's
like,
pretty funny.
That's a good bit.
No, that's a good bit. And someone like added it further and they were like, dude, they should totally like turn his eyes back to purple and then at the bottom says remove Herobrine.
Yeah.
I was like, that's sick as hell. Anyway,
I
do you guys have any specific sick ass creepypasta / cartoon theories that you remember like that like stuck out to you as a kid?
well, Herobrine's in my head right now, and I will die on the hill that Minecraft is the most terrifying on peaceful mode.
Very creepy,
I
don't-
actually. There's an
I don't know what it
ambiance to
is.
that game that is like
Just
It
like
was
before
peaceful mode.
the
It's too
villager
quiet.
updates, before anything like that, before pillagers and villagers and all that stuff, it's all just quiet, and you're in the cave and you're looking about, and in your head you know there's nothing there. But at the very edge of like your depth of field, you just feel like there's something there, and
You always feel like there's something like watching you. Oh my god, it's so freaky.
it's terrifying, and I loved it. I was obsessed with it when I was younger, so much so that I would try to gaslight and terrify my friends by doing one of the classic things that like was a sign of Herobrine was trees losing all their leaves, just vanishing away. So I would go and I would take away all the leaves, and I would do all these other little Herobrine-esque segments, and I would just be like, what, guys? What did we do? Who did this?
Oh my god, guys,
Who did this? And I just kept gaslighting all of them. And I hope I've got one person really well, and they truly thought Herobrine invaded.
And now they've never touched Minecraft in years. And
Never
when they
touched
saw the
Minecraft
movie,
in years.
they saw the movie and they screamed.
Yeah, they were like, "It's real! It's real!"
No, yeah,
I was obsessed with Herobrine. It was one of my favorite. I downloaded like all the bad Herobrine mods, everything like that.
That's interesting. Did you have any other ones that you like loved growing up?
Oh, Slenderman.
Slenderman
Yeah.
was huge.
Slenderman was huge for a while. I played the game. I played the game Roblox version as well. I got into,
Did you ever see the movie?
there was a wait, what?
I think there's a Slender Man movie, right? There has to have been a Slender. We're at
I
the
Oh,
think
point
it's
wait,
there's
no,
like a
you're right.
documentary type thing about those girls who stab someone because of Slenderman. I think.
So yeah, there's the
Oh, yeah.
fictional movie from 2018 that
Yeah.
I did not watch because I was after my Slenderman phase, and that it has 8% currently on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh
But
man,
there's
I was
also the
ready.
documentary, like Ethan was talking about those girls that did kill somebody for Slenderman.
They made a joke about it on Family Guy. That's how I know.
Yeah.
You
But
get your news from
Yeah,
Family Guy.
I only get from the wokest source, Family Guy. Seth MacFarlane,
Yeah.
shout out. No, yeah, Ethan. What about you? Did you were into
I
previous
just really
cartoon
like
theories?
the back rooms. I think the back rooms as like a concept is
Such a
super
cool
cool.
setting.
And I think people ruin the fuck out of it when they're like, we're gonna put a big creepy monster in it. And it's like, no, the fear of the
Mhm.
back rooms is that you're just somewhere you don't belong.
It's
You like go out of bounds in the
Yeah.
game and you're just gone. There's no way back. You have fucked up, and you're just
it's
do
gonna
it's
be
like
think that-
all
alone.
the it's like all the horror mods in Minecraft where they just add like a big monster that has infinite health and kills you so fast.
Like I think it's very
and
similar to what you were saying,
makes a big
Daniel, about
scream.
the Minecraft peaceful mode.
Yeah,
It's similar in a way where it's just like you and the void. You're just gone.
you're just there and it's
Unknown.
quiet. There's no conflict,
Yeah,
and that's horrifying because we're a storytelling species.
yeah,
It's in our bones. It's part of our DNA and our
yeah. We
existence.
want to like do things, like have moments
Yeah.
in our life. Just take that away,
So-
and you were just nothing.
When there's no
Oh, yeah.
conflict, no story, we create our own and we build our own, and we are our own worst enemies when it comes to terrifying ourselves.
Oh no, for real. And I think on top of that, like, I don't even think you need like a lot to make the backrooms fucking freaky. Like making a big creature is freaky. I think what would freak me out is there was just no person there. Like,
Yeah,
just having just even like something as simple as like another person like in this area, like then it makes me like then it's just the two of us and I don't know who you are.
Or even just
Yeah.
like a sign that like there is somebody here, like maybe not writing on the wall, but like empty wrappers or like some sign
Yeah,
of
there
like
was
life.
someone here. They're not anymore, and you
Yeah,
don't know like what's gonna happen. Like you find them or not.
yeah.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, no, I really like
Like
the back rooms.
freaky architecture is really
I
cool.
kind of didn't get into creepypastas because I'm a little bitch. I
You
read
weren't
the
into-
Lavender. I read the Lavender Town one, and I was like,
What
well,
was the
this is
Lavender
fucking
Town one?
scary.
Oh, you don't know about Lavender Town syndrome?
No,
Yeah,
no.
it's like
Okay,
a
you
real
played
thing.
you played
that's
the first
not
Pokemon,
real.
right? You
Alright,
played the first Pokemon, right?
No, I've only played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Red Rescue.
Okay. Well, so you get to Lavender Town
The
in the
only
Pokemon,
Pokemon game to
and
ever
there's this
exist.
and it's a song. And the story goes that like the song that plays like had like a weird hypnotic tone to it. So it caused
Mhm.
a bunch of kids to commit suicide.
Horrifying.
And it's like that's totally fucking freaky. It's like, oh my god, it's for me as a kid it was freaky.
As
Now
a
I'm
kid,
like,
as a
oh, shit.
child, scary. Looking back,
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
because
just a
you're like,
creepy song they made. It's not that crazy.
but then you look
And
at your
then-
Game Boy and you're like, if I load this up and if I get to this town, do I kill myself?
No, for sure. But for me, like I grew up a lot with it. I think because I used to spend summers with my grandma and my uncle, and so like more often than not, it was just me at the house by myself with my iPad. And so it was like, well, and the problem is their Wi-Fi was shitty enough to not allow me to watch like videos on YouTube, but it was like there enough for me to like go like on like Google and Google shit. So then I would just be like, I just read up on like creepypastas, like, and they're so fucking goofy now. Like, Jeff the Killer is the worst one actually. But
Jeff the
like,
Killer is just bad. It's not
bad,
a good
but
story.
but,
I don't-
but, like,
yeah.
if you told me that there was like a Jeff the Killer movie, like I would totally be there to see it.
Sure, yeah, I'll
Um,
be there with you.
But then there's like some legitimately good ones where it's like, I think like Ben Drowned is like such a cool way of storytelling that story. Like the just a haunted copy of Majora's Mask like shouldn't be that too freaky, but I think that the footage that like Juduzable like covered is so cool. And I don't think we talked too much about cartoon theories, but I love talking about like it was like they're so dumb now, like in context, because it's always like this kid he's actually dead and they're living in a
this
dream.
whole time. You never knew, but he's dreaming this all up.
It's
No,
all a
yeah.
kid in a coma dreaming as he slowly dies. Like it's always
I
that.
love a good kid in a coma dream. Yeah, actually, did you know the theory about Chaotterbox?
What's
Huh?
this
What's
podcast
up?
that we're on right now?
Yeah. Did you know that
What's the theory?
there's a lost episode where it opened with one of the guys killing themselves?
Oh, that'd be
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's
that'd be kind of
totally
that's kind of
that'd be
crazy.
fucked up.
Yeah, no,
That's
No,
dark,
yeah.
and like that's
like really
honestly
dark.
a messed up joke to even make.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's
You're
a little.
welcome.
That's not cool, Josh. Like, come on.
yeah.
No, but it's just like it's a
You're better than
creepypasta. Like
this.
it's a cartoon theory. Like it's
Yeah,
like
no, I know, but like, come on.
We are cartoon
that-
characters. I am this big floating gas box, and then you are.
Yeah, and I'm a little
Chow.
Chow. You and Josh
Yeah.
are little Chows. That's like the way it's always been.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.